What's up? What's up? What's up? Good morning. Valhalla Sports Talk is on the air. Nascar Cup Series Racing, the Firekeepers Casino 400 from Michigan International Race Speedway. We're here for all the action. Sheila in the house. Dave Rhodes already up in here. Thomas Forbes, Marky Dew, and Skip Gelm. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So this race, the delayed race, is going to be shown on USA Network on your television dial. And apparently they've still got some weather at the track, and we're looking at about a 30-minute delay. About a 30-minute delay before they give the command to fire up these mighty beasts for a Monday morning race. Then after this race today, we'll be doing the Dodgers. The Dodgers are on at 1 o'clock, Ralph Nunzita. And we'll be doing some Dodger baseball, game 4 of that 4-game set against the San Diego Padres. Good morning, Marquise Carter. Good morning, sir. Bam, Valhalla in the house, y'all. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you and yours. All right, so we are live. We got 16 likes, 18 viewers. And as I mentioned, the command to start engines is scheduled now for 12:30 Eastern Time. 12:30, so about 30 minutes from right now. Military Fans 2023 says, how is everyone doing today? What's up, buddy? How you doing? So current subscriber count on the channel is 13,392. So 8 subscribers away from 13.4. Doing great. Good to hear. Good to hear, buddy. Cars are still sitting on pit road. Covers on them. Pace car is facing the wrong direction. So we're not going to go for about 30 minutes. Notable drivers out of the race already. Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, William Byron, and Christopher Bell. So some fast cars that will not resume today. Valhalla Sports Talk, I got Kevin Harvick's pit crew to sign my hat. Cool, Skip. Very cool, man. Very cool. All right, so currently in this race, we're on lap 74 with 126 laps to go. So we're approaching the halfway point. Of course, once they reach halfway, the next weather delay would likely end it. Okay, but Tyler Reddick is leading currently with Alex Bowman in second. Thomas Forbes has just watched a video of all the cautions this morning. Yeah, it was crazy, bro. A lot of big cars out of the race already. Good morning, Bill Stewart. How you doing, sir? Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday. Oh, this is going to get started here pretty quick. Kevin Harvick currently in the 23rd position. He's got some work to do if he wants to win his last race at Michigan. So the adjustments they've allowed on these cars overnight, they allowed the engine to be put on a warmer. They can service the driver items. They can torque the wheel nuts. And they can set the tire pressures. They cannot put fuel or tires on the car. But they can tighten up them lugs. Apparently, it's not rain right now that's got us delayed. It's mist. A mist at the track due to the humidity. Let's see if I can get this audio for you all. Bring this in.
How much colder it is, how's that going to affect the race car you have under you?
Yeah, you know, between that, the difference in wind direction, I think, too. It does feel a little gusty at times, so certainly I think that's going to hurt the balance of everyone's race cars. But, yeah, you know, I think with the tires sitting overnight, I think everyone's tires are kind of just, I would think, reset to a degree. So, yeah, we'll see.
I'm trying to get synced up here. My sync point is this guy Walking behind the fuel cart with a glizzy.
Who doesn't, but
bam.
Yeah, we're going to take advantage of the track position we have and, make use of it, and hopefully
we are synced.
Things go our way. We don't have any untimely cautions that kind of put us in a tough spot. But
20 in the house, y'all. 20 up in here, up in here.
So really hoping to keep the Rocket League Toyota Camry TRD there.
Yesterday felt very chaotic. Drivers seemed very aggressive early with weather still in the area. Do you expect that to continue today, and will it be even worse?
I think so. Yeah, it happened in front of me just about every time. Yeah, you just you have to be really committed on corner entry if you're going to make the pass, and if the driver on the outside really does a good job of contesting it, you run out of room real quick, and that's what definitely happened to some drivers yesterday.
Have
drink
you
there.
Getting ahead and looking towards Indy Road Course, knowing how good
I saw Kevin Harvick on TV. There you go, Scott Nichols.
Thinking about today in Michigan.
I wouldn't say, we definitely
share this out on your social media, y'all. Let's share this out. See if we can get some more people up in here.
Or Indy, we're working weeks in advance to be ready for those races. So I wouldn't say we're not really thought about it or anything, right? Like when we get home eventually, we're going to get back to work on some more Indy prep. But we're in a good spot, if in case this did happen, that we were pretty close on where we want to be on our setup and everything. We've made a good amount of laps, and we're going to make a whole lot more between now and Sunday.
That is Tyler Reddick, P1, currently on the board.
Kim, the good news, as you can see from your interview, and where Austin Dillon and I are hanging out back here in the garage area, no rain right now here in Michigan, so we hope to get going.
It's good. Did you get some sleep? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got plenty of sleep, buddy.
So you sit in 8th right now,
plenty of sleep.
Much cooler conditions today. It's also a little windier. We saw how edgy the cars were yesterday. Is that going to make it even tougher today?
I don't know. I mean, when the tires sit overnight, you go back out there, and this little bit of a mist that we're dealing with. A lot of factors, but, our Dow Chevy was pretty good yesterday. Our car's a little tight right now. Want to get to the end of the stage, put 4 on it hopefully, and just keep progressing to the front. But overall, we've done a good job to keep our track position. And
on my Facebook, NASCAR and the Dodgers game. All right, Dave. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Hopefully, stay away from those and get a good solid
finish. How are you doing? How's Miss Sheila?
How edgy it is individually. It's also cutthroat racing around other guys. Have you ever seen it be this much of a battle for literally inches on the racetrack, Austin?
Well, it's really entertaining for the fans right now. It's pretty cool. My mom watches from the in-car cameras, and she's just watching, saying how tight the racing is each and every week. She's watched a lot of racing over her lifetime. And
so we got 21 in the house here. As I mentioned before, just to recap, there is still mist at the track. Track dryers are out on the track currently, and they're saying now that they hope to do the command to start engines at 9:30. 9:30. It's currently 9:10. So 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Austin, is it now acceptable to kind of wash up and run in front of other guys?
I mean, the aero war that you fight is definitely a part of the game that you have to play to keep your track position. But there's a couple cars that can just move all over and make moves and put you in pretty bad positions. The 19's super fast right now, some of the Toyotas. So we're doing our best to get our program just a little bit better so we can do that to them.
You guys are in a scenario where you have to win to be able to make it in the playoffs, which that worked out pretty well for you last year.
Hope to get a little break
regular season. You got into the playoffs with a win at Daytona.
So I can get some stuff done that I have to get done.
Hey, that's our best shot.
Dave says, I'm good, buddy.
Well, I think
I left at 3:30. We hotboxed our RV last night.
And our 3 team, Chicago, we were sitting right there and clipped the inside wall.
What does that mean?
Some of the other races this year.
What does that mean?
For a very long time. So,
what's up, Trenton 1? What's up, buddy? Military fans, I wonder who's going to win today. Well, we're about to find out. Good morning, Sheila. Good morning, Ashton G. Yeah, 12:30. What did I say, Ralph?
They've been running well lately.
Well, it's 9:11 my time, so 9:30 my time, 12:30 Eastern.
Way into the playoffs, Rick, but it's going to take a win, no doubt about it.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, Austin Dillon, when he referenced that tight racing and putting people in tough positions.
Yeah, we've been at it. We're trying to make it work, Viking Jerome. Trying to make it work, man.
Racetrack and down the racetrack, contact made. Austin
I'm going to have to get a regular job.
His frustration once he did get out of the car by throwing his helmets at Tyler Reddick as he was going by. But a big hard hit for AD. And once again,
we closed up and smoked. Oh, I'm tracking now. I get you, buddy. I was like, what does hotbox mean? I thought you meant you went in there and farted. I didn't know what the hell that meant.
Speeds faster than what we saw even at Pocono. closing in on 200 miles an hour around this racetrack, and guys are trying to take maybe a little bit more. We saw that yesterday.
All right, so the countdown clock on the screen says 18 minutes, 21 seconds.
Like he was going to slide up in front of Ryan Blaney, didn't actually do it, but then.
Good morning, Billy Carjoy official. Good morning. Hiking Combat says, what?
Now, or at least we're seeing it more and more each week.
You know, what these drivers do, it really blows my mind, because we can talk a lot about the speeds.
You can hear the jet dryer in the background.
190 or 200 miles an hour with their aggression. They are making.
So Martin Truex Jr. won stage 1 yesterday, and we've got Busch, Elliott, Byron, and Barry have all crashed out of the race.
2, 3, 4 wide. I mean, you mentioned that issue at Pocono. There were 5 or 6 feuds out of Pocono.
No farting allowed.
You know, that's not drivers that have shorter fuses, guys. I think that is drivers that time after time and lap after lap
after time.
These situations that just, you know, cause them to be closer to the frustration line.
Yeah, I can name about 15.
Isn't that Bell right there? I thought they just said he crashed out.
On the racetrack has changed.
He's still in full uniform, taking pictures with the fans.
Some of it's to do with the car, the way the car
still looks like he's about 16
years
years old.
Some of it's to do with the path that the drivers are taking to get to the Cup Series and the style of racing that we now see, even in the trucks. And
morning, Kathleen. Good morning.
Even going back
B-side representing.
Grassroots racing, and how the etiquette there has changed and gotten more, more aggressive.
Four is laid out, y'all. Laid out right to my left here.
Definitely racing different today than they were 10 years ago or even 5 years ago.
Oh, Harvick says Marcia Brighton.
I think that's the tough part. So that's when we see the clash, because the young guys may think that something's acceptable, something's necessary. You don't love to do
I guess
what
it was
you have
Barry,
to do
not Bell, that crashed out.
certain people and put them in bad situations, but you have to do it to be successful here.
Where is Bell?
The older guard that sort of learned a different way or had a different.
Oh, Bell must have had some trouble too, though. He's 32nd, the first car, or the last car on the lead lap.
That's the new norm, right? They don't
Ty
think
Gibbs.
that's the way you should race. So there's always this sort of clash between.
And Chastain. Chastain doing some autographs for the fans.
And that's nothing new. We've seen that.
Oh, Harvick says Marcia. No glasses today, says Sheila. Probably this week the glasses will return. I need a haircut, something fierce. Barber isn't open until tomorrow.
Versus how we have to do it now. And this is certainly
probably the longest my hair's been in a while. Willie Bowen says, I'm at work, Valhalla. I'm praying for a victory for Team Chevrolet.
Purpose, and then it's going to slide up in front of Blaney. This did not happen in your dad's generation, Dale Earnhardt Sr. Nobody did that. No one made that move, and it's a common move in dirt racing. Drive in, overdrive the corner, carry way too much speed, intentionally slide up in front of somebody. We saw the first time I saw it, Christopher Bell did it to Eric Jones in the Xfinity Series, and it was a controversial move. We started seeing it at Bristol when the top groove was the dominant groove.
All right, the covers are off the cars. Some of the teams are checking tire pressures. As I mentioned, they can adjust the tire pressures and tighten the wheel. They cannot change the tire, though.
Yesterday, it was compounded by the fact that to go fast here, Steve, you've got to have a car that's trimmed out a little bit. Doesn't make a ton of downforce.
How many people are doing this today, I wonder?
And now you're already on edge. Joey Logano told me his car is loose.
Loose is doing it.
So when you lose a little bit of grip, you lose a lot of it. And so almost every incident we saw yesterday was a guy on the inside losing grip, losing control of his car because he was already loose, and he just got a little bit looser and then lost grip.
Everything is risk versus reward.
All right, there's Martin Truex headed out to the pit road, signing autographs as he goes.
It's not going to feel as good in the corner. And if you want to be super comfortable in the corner, you're not going to get down the straightaways. The real question is, what's your goal here today, right? So if you take a look at the points, if you're a driver that has won a race, then you're looking to still fill that playoff bucket, right? But this is currently as
they literally showing the race
on pit road. Kevin Harvick feeling good about points. Brad Keselowski trying to
yesterday,
guarantee himself in on points or win like his teammate Chris Buescher. But how about the move around the cut line, right? Ty Gibbs continues to gain. And Alex Bowman in 18. Keep an eye on the 48 car. So much has been talked about the 9, Rick. I think the 48 could be the Hendrick car that could be the spoiler and go to victory.
We're approaching 100 views, y'all. 23 likes. Paul Greenwell checks in, says, "Hi, guys. I'm not feeling well today." Well, I hope you get to feeling better,
And we'll
Paul.
talk playoff picture with AJ in a second. Let's talk about the car first, because yesterday you said it was handling
Interview
good,
with
but it
Allmendinger.
was slow. So how do you take what the car is giving you and make the most out of your day today?
Yeah, I mean, we got max downforce in the thing, so it's, I think we all kind of thought it'd be a little bit warmer, and that's, for where our car was, that's probably what we need to be a little bit more competitive. But
It's very sparse up in the stands, of course, on a Monday.
Restarts, as we've seen yesterday, you got to try to make it all up on the restarts, and it's about.
Rick has a son and daughter. Yeah, if Harvick wins, his hope is to put both the kids in the car and drive them to victory lane. Good morning, JJ.
We got decent speed, but it's just
It's going good, buddy. Still early here, but it's going well.
It's part of this racing right now.
Do hope Kevin's past success at Michigan turns into the present. Me too, Marky.
Where are we expecting Tara to?
I saw a video of Manny making a bet a few years ago, and yesterday that Sam Fan was at the game asking about his money. Where's my money?
So, doctors are saying maybe a little
Supposed to
bit
be $1 million dab date.
So we'll see. And, it's the good thing is we got plenty of support at home. Her sister's there; she's a nurse. We got the midwife, the doula. So there's plenty of support if I'm still here racing. But I want to be home. I miss my wife and my family.
Mary Calderon. Good morning, Valhalla and everyone. Good morning, Mary.
Trying to get the best finish possible, and if I get home and I have a new son, amazing. And if not, I'll be waiting.
26 like, 36 washing.
Minus 16 points. Is that more stressful than just needing an all-out win? Kind of what's the outlook being within a shot every single race that we run leading up to Darlington?
So if this thing starts at 9:30,
I think
I figure it's going to take about 2 hours.
For us, it's just about trying to run better.
Yeah, I'm barely going to have enough time to shoot out of here and go get some lunch real fast before the Dodgers.
On speed and the sense of points and stuff like that, we're going to do it. And if not, then we don't. So, a race like today, it's about trying to be smart. You have to be aggressive, but we've seen guys that are aggressive, it's easy to step out at the speeds we're running. So just try to get the best finish possible every week. And if we make
again, just race recap. We're currently on lap 74 with 126 to go.
For AJ Allmendinger. We're on baby watch for AJ Allmendinger. And by the way, we had the Indy Road Course in Watkins Glen, where he should be very strong in the coming weeks.
Denny Hamlin walking down pit road, signing autographs.
There's Denny Hamlin. He looked pretty good yesterday. He is headed towards his car. Bubba's down there by his car waiting to climb in. Again, we are.
Harvick has jumped into the number 4 Ford.
They're looking for command at 12:30, which is about 10 minutes.
Strapping in, putting his seatbelts on already.
10:45. As far as countdown until we get that command for them to fire engines. So Michael McDowell, he's right there.
Sounds like a busy day, Valhalla, and I'll be watching all of it. Right on, Miss Mary.
As they're running, he's currently below that.
I believe Harper Harvick would make a fantastic NASCAR driver. We'll see.
Found out that he enjoys playing.
Yeah, 1 o'clock today for the Dodgers hiking combat.
Wheel of a race car. That was a big topic from NASCAR and the drivers yesterday. So he's
right, 10:13 to the countdown to command.
Interested to see who used the overnight to their benefit. We saw Kevin Harvick a minute ago strapping in. This has been a very non-Kevin Harvick style.
Is Austin Cindric in danger of losing that ride?
Here, but they've just not been fast. The 4-car all weekend long has been very mediocre. Shocking.
Harvick putting on his glasses.
Anyone who is trying to handicap this race. The Fords look like they've been getting a little bit better over the last few weeks. So I expected Harvick to be one of the guys to, come here and really compete.
Be having a hell of a time getting them on.
But while they haven't been able to work on the cars, you can't.
I don't know if any of you have ever worn a helmet before and tried to put glasses on after it's already on, but it's tough because the ear things don't want to go in past the padding. It's tough to get them lined up. I remember that from my motorcycle days.
And make big adjustments. They're currently 23rd, so rarely do you get an 18-hour break to kind of work on your car.
Marty,
so 9/11 countdown.
Ready to get this race started?
Oh, yeah,
I'm going to go off camera for just a moment, y'all. I'll still be here, though.
Car here in just a second. So sitting in 13th right now. How was the first half of this race for you?
It was actually pretty good.
Interview with Suarez.
We started the race a little bit too tight. We made an adjustment, and actually I was pretty happy with the car. after the first adjustment, and right now we're only battling track position, just like 80% of the field. But overall, I'm very happy with the 99 Worldwide Express Chevy Camaro. Hopefully we can pass a few cars in the restart and then get into the top 10 and then just get them one by one, because I feel like our car honestly is pretty quick. Once we got the balance right, I feel like it's pretty quick. So let's see what we got here. It should be fun.
Jayski reports getting closer to the command. NASCAR continues to make progress on the track. No missed reported. That was 1 minute ago according to Jayski on Twitter. Jayski, of course, is the silly season site for NASCAR where they talk about current paint schemes, what's coming up, where drivers might be driving next year.
And it does, because already you're looking at them kind of like, on the side a little bit. But at the end of the day, I have mentioned this before, and I want to mention it again. I can only control one car, and that's the 99 team. And I have to make sure that I maximize the points and the result for the 99 team, and everything else has to take care of by itself. I have to race hard to everyone, not just to that group of guys. And I believe that if we do that for the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yeah, I've been going to Jayski's Vincent for 20 years, it feels like, bro. I've always loved it, like the year prior, looking at the schemes that were coming for the next year, you know what I mean? The paint schemes and who sponsors are going to be on other cars. A good place to go for NASCAR statistics, too, if you like to see where your favorite driver is on the all-time wins list. My guy Harvick is in the top 10 solidly right now.
No tires, who knows, but track position is huge, and we have seen that entire weekend. But we see what we got here. I have a good feeling for today.
There you go, Daniel Suarez with an opportunity to gain some points today over the person you're
a Harvick fan as well, Vincent?
That's right,
Pretty cool.
Michael McDowell hit a little trouble yesterday. Some damage to
It'll be weird without him, for sure. Weird without him.
How differently was it driving, and what's the outlook today? And
Of course, he'll be on, I believe it's NBC. Is it Fox or NBC that signed him? Fox, right? So the first half of every season we'll have him in the booth. Who are you going to go with after Harvick retires, Vincent? Do you know? Do you know yet who you're going to root for after Harvick retires? I keep going back and forth. I like Gibbs. I'd like to get with a young driver like Gibbs, or I might go with Barry. I don't know. You're going to go with Chastain? Wow.
Or do you want any in terms of
wow.
No, I just look at the points at the end of the race. I don't need to worry too much about it. Every lap you're trying to get as much as you can and get the best finish you can. So it's going to be what it's going to be where those guys run. We just got to come out of here close and be ready for the next 3 weeks.
Do you feel like you have to be more aggressive the second half of this race, or you kind of have to back it down knowing the car is already a little bit damaged?
Well, it's definitely going to be hard to push, right? So that part kind of takes away maybe some of the restart aggression that you can have, but we still got
All right, countdown to command, 5 minutes, 21 seconds.
So, we need to get up in the top 15. Going to have to be aggressive to do that.
We'll see if Michael McDowell and this team can march their way forward.
Harvick already strapped in the car. McDowell walking around, as is Hamlin.
Christopher Bell is damaged 5 minutes away from.
All right, so we go to a commercial break on USA Network. You think Ross is going to get a championship before 2029? So in the next 5, huh? W3 just got revealed? Really? And that's supposed to come out in November, right, SD? How much longer do you think Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin have left in NASCAR? I think they'll have to pry Kyle Busch out of a race car. I don't think he'll retire until he's probably close to 50 at least. Hamlin, he might have about 3 more left. November 10th for the release of MW3. Nathan Alexander checks into the chat, says, I hope the car 11 wins. Steve Morgan says, let's go Harvick. How old is Kyle Busch? I don't know, Vincent. I'm not sure. You could probably Google that and get an answer pretty quick, but I imagine he's probably in his 40s. He's probably pushing 40 right now. But I don't think he'll retire as long as he can get sponsors. I personally think he'll stay racing. He's an old man. Morning, Jeremy. Oh, he's 38. Yeah, so he's pushing 40. Yeah, it wouldn't shock me if he does at least another 12. Who knows? Who knows? He might get out of Cup and go race trucks and Xfinity. Morning, Shannon Clifford. AFB retire in 2033. Take it to the bank. All right, Suarez is strapped in, putting his Hans device on. As I mentioned before, the covers are off the cars. Is quite a bit of activity on pit road. What service they could do to the vehicles has already been completed. It's like a slight wind. You know, the flags are not straight out, but they are waving in the wind. Thanks for streaming the race. No problem, Shannon. If he's an old man, I'm a fossil. Well, I hear you, Mark. You and me, bro. Wait, I have the exact same hat on. The Vikings play, Sheila, on Thursday night at 7 o'clock Eastern, I believe. 2 minutes, says Nathan. Yep. We're getting close, y'all. Getting close.
I think that's the thing that the drivers will be most concerned about is every driver that we just interviewed mentioned track position. And how do you get it? You get it
right,
on
the
restart.
net going up on Briscoe's ride.
That's when you get it. So you got to drive into turn one and go, like Steve just said, full throttle. Well, with this much grip.
Ooh, shoot, I don't remember.
Easier to do. The problem with what we saw yesterday was
I don't remember who they play.
Until you didn't, and that loss of grip was sudden. It happened just like that. Boom,
Let me look
and you're
real quick.
around. And the drivers all watched that. They all witnessed it. They all experienced some sort of discomfort during this race, and that's what's got them on edge. It wouldn't happen as badly if it was hot. If it was hot and slick, your car slides around a little bit. It's not gripped up, so it talks to you. It tells you, hey, I'm too loose. But when it's full of grip and you lose it, it does not have enough time to talk, and you're pointing the wrong direction before you know it.
And also, one thing that's new to this
All right,
car
so I think it's 7 p.m. my time on
coming off the corner. The inside car comes up the track
on Thursday, and it's against Seattle, the Seattle Seahawks.
Outside, we used to never see that.
So it's in Seattle, so it'll be a 7 o'clock my time, 10 o'clock Eastern.
So both cars are now
Minnesota at Seattle.
and the runs coming from
That's the second game on Thursday.
Really
Houston plays New England earlier in the day.
Straightaway with big runs coming from behind, and that's, you know, the next corner. Something's got to give.
Dog up in here, woof woof.
Let's go racing after all that.
Well, one other thing that's going to come into play.
No, Burrow's okay. Burrow's okay. He might not play in the preseason, but he's going to be fine. Alex Bowman has a big chance of making the playoffs with a win today. He's in the playoffs anyway. There's no way he misses the playoffs.
Which could be another pit window for them.
Spotters, inspectors, have your drivers crank up their engines.
All right, there you go. There's the command to crank them.
They should fire the engines up. And that is a sweet sound for the fans that have come back here on a Monday.
We have 46 in the house.
Nearly full grandstands on the front stretch yesterday, and they actually waited through the rain.
NASCAR on a Monday.
Because Mother Nature.
What is this? Out of 12 weeks, NASCAR has been rain delayed 10 times in the last 12 weeks.
We're seeing a lot of diehard fans.
I got Chase and Bowman missing the playoffs.
Yeah, this has been a frustrating time for the competitors, but I think your heart has to ache.
Chase, maybe. I don't know about Bowman.
Spend their hard-earned money to come here to Michigan, and the drivers put on an impressive 7.
Yeah, there ain't going to be many playing in that game, Dave. You're right. I don't think the Vikes have any healthy receivers. Their starting guys that won't play are healthy, but they're like second, third string receivers are all hurt. I think they picked up a guy today just to have a body.
And fans, NASCAR in the premier partners want to thank you. Visit NASCAR.com/thankyou-fans to learn how you can win an exclusive diamond experience just for being a fan. And NASCAR has been one of the best fan
I'm surprised you guys are saying Bowman's going to miss the playoffs. Where is he at?
Again, we've seen fans right down there on pit road before the engines fire up. Right there included in so many of the things that take place with the drivers and teams.
So Rick, you mentioned it from a strategy standpoint, but we saw a bunch of pit crew members kind of warming up on pit road. You know, the difference between a rain out and a rain delay is...
Oh, you guys are right. Bowman is way down there in 21st.
The race has
wow.
begun again. Those laps are counted. These are now caution.
Yeah, he's going to have to get a win.
Everyone may not come to pit road, but those that
wouldn't that be like the first time that Hendrick didn't have at least 3 cars in the playoffs?
And be asked to perform at
Bowman
the
is
best of their abilities.
21st.
You see a lot of them getting ready, stretching. Again, pit stops can take as little as 9 seconds to change 4 tires and put fuel in these race cars.
Mark W. Clark 01, welcome to the Berserkers. General Thor, we proud.
Some are like, no, we're going to save fuel until that pace car rolls and we have to roll. We're not even going to fire the engine up.
Bowen hasn't been that hot except for today. Yeah, Chase Elliott in trouble.
13 seconds.
Justin Haley should be on a top-notch team. The kid can drive, says Mark. Morning, Bobby. Morning, buddy. Used to watch Harvick cut his racing teeth at Mesa Martin Racetrack in Bakersfield.
They have to think the only chance for the playoffs is a win.
I saw that he's done a lot of stuff for his high school. It might be the first time, huh, Vincent? In forever, anyway. It might be the first time in forever if that 48 misses it.
I think the Daytona 500, I don't want to say it overshadowed a great year because it should be celebrated as the Daytona 500.
Most underrated driver in NASCAR?
This year that it would be in on points alone.
And Kim, we've talked a little bit about Alex Bowman and how he has creeped closer to that cut line.
This might be controversial, but I'm going to say...
We saw Alex Bowman's frustration with teammate Kyle Larson.
I'm going to say Bubba. I don't think Bubba gets enough credit for how well he runs most weeks. I think his temper gets him in trouble, but you got the live car on Logano today? All right, cars rolling off pit road, y'all. They are rolling off pit roads. Let's move our track condition to yellow. I think Allmendinger's underrated as well.
They think they can maximize their points day, Marty, or even win this thing.
Well, Kim, cars roll right here, and a big decision moment coming up for a lot of teams, including Ty Gibbs and his race team. They have a very quick car, but there's a lot of factors that go into
I would probably say Allmendinger is heavily underrated as well.
Come back around turns 3 and 4. We heard everybody, as Jeff mentioned, talk about track position, going to be so critical, but there's also points to consider, so expect some teams.
I think Gibbs still has to prove some things. We could see Gibbs get his first win today. I think Gibbs is just young. You know what I mean? He's young, but he's always had the best, good equipment. You know what I mean? He's always had good equipment. Todd Gillen is up there. Absolutely, Vincent. I think Gillen's up there as well. He's older, of course, and I don't know how attractive he is to sponsors, but...
What do these tires, what do they do? You ran green flag laps on them. Not a lot, but you ran...
If Harvick doesn't win today, I'd love to see Gibbs get a dub.
And then they sat overnight, and that is not a situation.
So we're on stage 2, 31 of 75, 76 of 200 in the race. We're on board with Kevin Harvick on USA.
So you trust these one-day-old scuffed tires to hold the car the way you need it to when you enter the corner.
I'd be selling the old format, Jeff, where, hey, remember we used to do some qualifying practice on Friday? We'd run those scuffs on Saturday. These are just like that. They should be fine.
The field is so far spread out. NASCAR has said, okay, we're not
I think you could put Suarez in there as well. It's kind of underrated.
It wouldn't be fair for some of the cars as far as where they are.
Rick, we talked a lot about the crowd. I got a little information from our friends.
7 more cautions? Dang, bro.
Biggest crowd yesterday since 2015.
Yeah.
So biggest.
Larson needs a spotter to finish the race. How come, Dominic?
Us because of the rain. You see, there are fans back in the stands, and we're so thankful they're here.
So they're about 10%, maybe about 10% in the stands if they're lucky.
Street course with perhaps the worst weather Chicago has seen in quite some time. Still had a great crowd.
Think Ryan Preece is underrated, Steve?
Little things in a race like this. You know, a lot of teams thought you might be coming down pit road the first time by. We heard Marty say you might need to save a little fuel. This is a lap.
Absolutely.
This is one lap that you just got saved under caution. You're burning caution fuel, and that's way less fuel than you burn under green. So little small things make a big difference at the end of the day.
I'm sorry,
Christopher Bell already to pit road?
Who was involved in that accident yesterday. They're still working on this race car, and we watched a team. They've had a whole evening now to prepare on how they're going to fix this race car, what they want.
But just before we went to caution last night or yesterday, Bell backed it into the wall.
Of it, right, Steve? And they'll go, okay, here's our plan, because as Rick mentioned earlier, under red flag, you cannot work on the race car. So they did it. We're able to take
Bell could probably be in that underrated category as well.
Touch the race car, so they had a plan coming in here. Now, suspension-wise, chassis-wise, car is fine, but as you can see, that body completely destroyed. So Bell, who is one of the contenders for the win, who spun out as we showed you earlier yesterday, now they're going to work on some of that body damage to hopefully fix that up.
And rules don't allow them to add new body panels. That's what you used to see a decade ago. It's funny, right? You want to know
Yeah, that's when NASCAR went to crap when they quit. These cars quit coming apart.
That diffuser, right? So that's where
most overrated.
Aerodynamics need to be improved. Now it's decision time. Who turns left? Who stays out? 19 of Truex stays on the racetrack.
All right, here we go. We got some more cars coming down pit road.
Really a split decision. We'll call it 50-50, maybe even
the monster car coming down. Is that Gibbs?
And you see Tyler Reddick making
Reddick,
his way
the 48 car.
Their plan was to
Dylan.
there. Also, Alex
All right, so most overrated.
They want to make sure they get to the end of the stage to grab those stage points. They think it is still a factor to get into this playoff.
I'm not sure. I think maybe Dylan.
As predicted, here comes Ty Gibbs down pit road. So they elect to go with fuel only to kind of help him out a little bit here. Austin Dillon also, he went on with 4 fresh Goodyear tires because they had not taken on tires in a while. They had 40-some laps on their tires. They did
that's a tough question. I'm thinking maybe Dillon, Austin Dillon.
On pit road as well.
What do you think?
The damage on the front of the car. We heard from Mike.
Young words for ambition need stern to his ears, says Dominic.
His whole hope today is to leave plus.
Case Elliott extremely overrated, says Vincent.
Some spots here, but you see that damage they fixed up yesterday.
Next is a rubber band into transmission.
Here this afternoon.
So I called Travis Peterson to have this discussion because we looked through every bit of tape and we couldn't find this moment that damaged the front of this car. He's the one that alluded to, man, I think it was the first lap with that push down the backstretch. So how about this? This 34 car's out there racing as normal. Dale, you mentioned it and you said it as accurately as I think you could say it. This right here is normal racing. This is not egregious in any point. The 34 comes up, it just gives the 14 a shove, as he should, to get him down the backstretch. They think nothing of it.
5 for the win, says Jay Gator.
Dow says this thing won't run down the straightaway. Every manufacturer takes high-definition photos, high-resolution photos. Travis told me under the photos, only
the last driver is overrated.
Had been pushed back a little bit when it comes to pit road.
It's tough because they are overrated, but still good people.
Between the splitter and the nose at speed would open up, creating a tremendous amount of drag. So that tape you see there is really to just try to seal the air. They want the air to go under the car like it should, in the radiator like it should, or over the
that woman driver is overrated. You talk about Hallie Deegan.
Pieces, but really a bizarre situation to the 34.
Donica.
And so the field now working their way another lap here. They have not made the choose yet as far as which lane they will restart with, so they'll go around at least one more time before we see the green.
And to your point, Jeff, Truex is loving this.
Michael Williams says, hey, sweetheart. Hey, Pookie.
Is going to be saving gas. He has 5 laps of green flag on those tires and 8 laps of caution, Kim, so it's going to have to run, over 50 laps to get to the end of the stage. But
48 in the box, y'all. 48 up in here, up in here.
Yeah, they feel great, and they really wanted clean air. That car, yes, was good in track. He was able to pick people off yesterday, but absolutely out front. He
What's
was
up,
the
Timothy?
dominant
What's up,
car,
buddy?
led 32 laps, so this was a track position play on that team, and they think they made the right decision, Marty.
Boy, Kim, it's been a rough go for Ross Chastain since the win at Nashville. 5 straight finishes outside of 13th or worse, so not very good.
Who wins today?
This weekend,
Truex, I think, has been dominant. We'll see what today brings, but I don't know. It seems like Truex is the car that can move anywhere he wants to and go to the front. But we'll see.
We are good to the stage. We're right on our number, but we should be good to the end of
Now the
stage
F is
2.
Eric
Marty,
second.
Ross Chastain yesterday, I would say the correct word to describe his racing was
Morning
darting.
game with Eli. How you doing, buddy?
Aggressive moves. And Steve, you mentioned it. They were making moves more like a short track or an intermediate track than at a high-speed track like Michigan. But he was moving from the outside lane all the way to the inside line aggressively.
Oh, for sure, aggressive. I need a little cleanup on Truex. I mentioned about 5 laps on his tires. He really has about 6.
Oh, yeah. It'll be very slick to start off with, Thomas. No doubt, buddy.
It's only the last time on pit road. No new tires, so.
It was slick yesterday.
Choosing the lane that they will restart in.
Well, you got 4 major players already out of the race.
Eric Jones.
All right, so it's going to be a Truex Cindric front row. Truex chose the outside, Cindric the inside. It'll be Jones and Wallace second row, Keselowski, Buschler third, Hamlin, and I missed it.
There. It's just whatever lane gets going, but in the front couple rows, the guy on the bottom kind of gets bogged down. He can't get good momentum going, so Eric Jones actually giving a lane up to go behind the leader.
So when they take the green, Rick, there'll be 40 laps to go in stage 2.
So it's almost quarter
People
to
that
10.
did not choose to come to pit road, you're here on board with Bubba Wallace.
Yep, shut it off.
Saving gas, engine shut off, so fuel obviously still very close. We'll watch that.
And we'll watch on
Are
the
they on
restart
board
here,
with Bubba?
the pushes. And so
In
Truex
car
will
cam,
have
looking at him from the dash.
43 of Eric Jones behind him. Austin Cindric will have the 23 of Bubba Wallace behind him. Again, as Kim mentioned yesterday, a little frustrated was Alex Bowman. He had
So Harvick is going to roll off 16th. So I don't think he came to pit road.
Reddick right by him.
I think the lights are back on the pace car.
Gibbs all the way back in
I
23rd.
saw a drop or something on
Bubba Wallace's onboard camera. They're telling him there are some sprinkles in turn 1.
All right, we're still
So
getting some
safety.
sprinkles on these cars.
They don't want to go out there and have an issue where the track is slick at all, so they'll check again.
Are you kidding, says Vincent.
Now they're giving them 1 to go.
Going for Bowman since Chase is out gaming with Eli. All right, so they gave him the 1 to go sign.
2 by 2 once again.
Go back on board of Bubba Wallace's car. A lot of people ask me all the time, how do you stay hydrated? What do you do to keep fluids in you during the race? You see that on the right side
What up, Marky Do?
door bar, that bag.
It was about 4 drops, y'all. I think we're still okay.
Holds fluid in there. Bubba Wallace can
35% chance of rain I heard today at Michigan. So 35. So about a 1 1/3 shot, right?
Yeah, a lot of times we take that hose and run it through the back of the seat and tape it to the
Kyle Busch is out of this race, Mike. He's out of the race.
there on your chest the whole race, but this looks like a much
He's
better
in playoff contention, though.
situation that's out of his way. Not going to get tangled up in anything.
Petition for NASCAR to ban Mother Nature.
On those things. Sometimes you can
All right, the 20 is still on pit road. Back to pit road.
on there, but 20 cars still trying to work on the body damage, and you can see it's important that they get
Trying to use that Barabond tape, y'all.
all the air it can.
Robbie Crawford says, I'm going for Harvick. Let's go. Good morning, Andrew.
Right in front of that spoiler, so they're trying to give him the best opportunity they can to be as comfortable as possible. He's not going to be fast, not going to go out there and win this race.
Starting to get him again here. Must be on this end of the track.
Are we about to get going, y'all?
Drivers are saying a little more precipitation, so the lights come back on the pace car.
Uh-oh.
They work through 3 and 4 now.
So, Junior, you mentioned it on that 20. Another thing I noticed as he was leaving pit road is on the diffuser, there's a flap. When the roof flap's open, it pulls a cable, it drops a flap on the diffuser.
Getting used to these Monday races.
Obviously, there's heavy damage. And it looked like that was still kind of flapping in the wind. That's a little bit of a, not a concern. I mean, there's only
We got 52 in the box.
but that is really going to hurt the efficiency of that diffuser and take away.
All right, the 20 back to pit road for more work.
If we remember all the way back to Saturday when practice and qualifying took place, Christopher Bell had the fastest car, and really the fastest car that we have seen since 2020. The fastest qualifying lap that had been turned in 3 years. Over 193 miles per hour on average around this track, and they continue to work on that car.
And to Steve's point, you see that thing right there, Steve. It's not closed. It's still open as if the car is spun around backwards, and they tried to
Jinxed us. It was me.
keep it closed. You see some tape there hanging.
That's a wreck causing gusher.
But the damage must be so severe that's not shutting properly. I don't know how NASCAR will feel about that, but they're still trying to work on getting this thing as good as they can. Yeah, they.
What happened?
If those cars were to turn around backwards.
All right, so they had an audio issue on USA.
Try to keep the cars on the ground so you can't tape it up so that it doesn't function the way it was designed.
So one thing that's happened here, Steve, the 45 car, all those guys that just pitted, they pitted because they were afraid they didn't have enough fuel. Then you got all these cautions. So as it turned out, they came down pit road and probably got no advantage for it because the addition of these caution laps.
Yeah, a very small advantage. Definitely not what they were hoping for.
We're going to try it again.
All right, so again, I'm slightly delayed here, y'all, so no spoiling in the chat. But I am delayed. All right, pace car to pit road.
81 laps are complete of a 200-lap race. 119 still to go. 38 will be remaining.
Here we go. Green flag is out. Green flag is out. Morning, Mountain Billy.
Top two. Door to door.
All right, Cindric versus Truex for the lead as they go down the backstretch.
Still hanging at your door.
Bubba Wallace to the inside here.
Bubba to the inside. Look at him. Bubba to the lead.
A huge run for Bubba Wallace, and he takes the lead at Michigan. Brad Keselowski in the 6th trying to save.
He'll lead the first lap.
Here comes Martin Truex Jr. back on the outside. Big run down the front straightaway on that outside line. Brad Keselowski.
Bubba wasn't messing around, y'all. Cut to the inside and passed both of them. Truex breaks free and gets in the air of Bubba Wallace. We got two Toyotas up front.
Keselowski blocking him all the way down to that white line, but Jones makes the pass on both of them.
And Brad's still stuck on the inside of the 2 car here. Wiggle by the 17 car. Busher back there.
Lap 39 of 75 in stage 2, 84 of 200 in the race, 116 to go. Bubba Wallace is your leader. Martin Truex in second, 3/10 back. Eric Jones in third.
Oh man, Brad at the 2, really close right there.
Good grip for Denny Hamlin. He was able to stay right on the bottom and gain a little bit of ground on Keselowski, but now.
So on your screen, I'm showing you your top 10. Your top 10 is on the screen, but if you want to know where your driver is, just let me know, and I'll try to help.
Brad had to get out of the gas big time right there with Suarez on his outside.
What's Hamlin going to do? Is he going to jump on the outside? There he goes. He's going to fill that hole.
Truex isn't falling back. He's gaining on Wallace a little bit for the lead.
Bubba Wallace now under attack from the 19 of Martin Truex Jr.
I think it's safe to say for the first 86 laps of the race, there'd be no argument that 19 of Truex has the
Guys, 22nd, yep.
Now, can they do all the right things on pit road and from behind the wheel to execute for the final 115 laps of this race?
And a lot of the cars that didn't come to pit road, they're shooting for around lap 100, right, Steve?
They're going to run all the way to the end of this stage. The cars that didn't come to pit road are going to try to finish this
50
stage.
on the button in the chat.
35 laps. They're probably 1 or 2 laps short, so it's going to be all about part throttle when you can.
This dog, y'all, he is laying straight on his back, sound asleep.
Closes the gap all the way to the bumper and then falls back. You see 4 car lengths separating the top 2.
So Truex does not have tires. Or he got 0 tires on his last pit. Wallace got 4. I mean, Truex does have tires on the car, but he did not get any on his last pit stop.
Running in the 19th spot.
Bowman's going to have to get right back behind his 41 car as he fails to pass him on the front straightaway. Here comes the 5 to the inside. He's able to clear.
All right, Larson going to clear Bowman, his teammate.
He'll slide up in front of him. Actually, he does at the 48. Comes on the outside. Is going to take that spot back, Marty.
As you watch the battle for the back, also the battle for the lead. To answer your question, Rick, yes, there were enough caution laps.
Right, the general decides to go on the love seat, y'all. He said, I was on my back sleeping, but I wasn't comfy. Let me hit the love seat.
Unless you're out front like Bubba Wallace, that is a 2-lap penalty for leading out front. You burn so
Chat
much
gets
more
quiet.
fuel
Let's hear where you're from, chat. Let's hear where you're from in the chat. Let's do some shout outs. Rich Frank up in here. Rich, please.
You're pushing the air. I mean, the 19 would like to have clean air in the corners, but right here down the straightaway, the 19, it's like following a tractor trailer down the interstate. The 23's breaking the air. He's kind of just towing along with them.
See Eric Jones closing in on this lead battle in that 43
Washington
car.
State for Eric.
Incredible run today.
Bozeman, Montana.
Was 8th in this race.
Western Kentucky for Thomas Forbes. Riverside, California.
His last top
Dab
5
Dave.
finish was his Darlington win.
Jacksonville in 95 degrees is CVH.
Since this 43 car's had anything to be excited
Death
about.
Metal Patriot 701. Welcome to the Berserkers. General Thor will be proud. We are so close to 13.4 on the subscriber count. Harrison Goten.
Watch his throttle. He's actually a little bit apart throttle.
Burton, is that what you meant to say? About to pass Denny?
Wide open here, but will he kind of
Pittsburgh, PA for Vincent.
It looked like he did on the back straightaway. Yeah, there you go. 3/4 throttle right there. 197.
Wallace's lead still 0.2 of a second over Truex, 0.4 over Jones.
But what he's going to do is take the last third of the
We're on lap
straightaway,
46 of
back off
75 in
the
stage
stopper,
2.
pass, let the toe
91 of 200 in the race. 110 to go. We're approaching the halfway point of this race.
See if he can complete the 30 laps to go in this stage.
43-year-old race car driver in a 19 car. Still very fast, can win races.
What did Bubba get up front? Fresh rubber. Yeah, he had tires, and I think the other two did not, Menace. But he passed them like they were standing still.
Trying to save a little fuel, keep himself in position. His eye is on the big prize here. It's winning the race. It's not leading this particular lap.
Now we'll look at the telemetry on Bubba Wallace, the lead car. He too not full
Clouds
throttle
still
down
look
the
very
straightaway.
threatening. The clouds look threatening, so that halfway point is important, y'all.
So, and he can do that,
In the lead, we are probably about 1 short, so just manage it when you
Errol Hamlin, welcome to the Berserkers. General Thor will be proud.
You know what? He's watching that 19 car. His crew's watching what the 19's doing. They know he is also.
Rich Frank having him beer and coffee. Which one you having, Rich?
Sit there and ride as long as Bubba runs a reasonable speed in
Jones
front of him.
got 4 and Cindric got 2, says Vincent.
Steve, that they now have on top of the pit box. They can tell their driver with confidence. Hey, save a little
62
bit.
in the
Behind
box.
you's running 3/4 throttle, half throttle.
Yeah, they just build a math equation in the
77,000 RPMs down the backstretch for Wallace.
They know how much fuel they're burning.
Running right around 190 miles an hour.
You think these guys are out here just driving as absolute hard as they can, but they are so much more calculated than that, right? They are totally in control.
Just they're saying it's mist right now, Eric. Mist at the track, not necessarily rain.
It's amazing what these guys can do at 199 miles an hour.
Bubba led a career high 80 laps.
So 6 laps to the halfway point.
And continues to add to his laps led this season. And they're already conserving fuel, or at least trying to get to the end of stage 2, which is 20.
It's on USA Tech. It's on USA Network.
I watched my first race yesterday.
Tornado warning where you're at.
You're on the team.
All right, they are side by side now, y'all, so I have to mute that audio so I don't get caught up in a trick bag. But they are side by side. I'll keep you appraised of what I'm seeing. It's still Wallace, but Truex Jr. is less than a car length behind and giving him more than he can handle. Where are you at, Mike or Mark? Where are you at with the tornado warning? This is what I like to see, HMS suffering and letting underdogs like Bubba, Eric, Harrison, and RFK continue to dominate. You think they're going to finish the race, Ken Dog? They could, man. They could. Nashville for Mark. I heard there were really bad tornadoes out back that way yesterday. Stay safe, man. Billy Vole says, Melstone, Montana. Yep, USA channel, y'all. USA Network. They are currently side by side in their race coverage. The leader continues to be Bubba Wallace. Martin Truex second. Eric Jones third. Truex is right on him, though. Right on him as they go through the turn on the front stretch. Bozeman, Montana. There's a YouTuber from Bozeman that does a lot of home improvement videos. He built a hockey rink in his backyard. Haven't watched cable since the 90s, says Robbie Crawford. As a NASCAR fan, I want them to have races on USA or NBC and streaming on Peacock. Gannon Clifford checking in from Denver, Colorado. We're still under a green flag condition. 2 laps to the halfway point. 23 laps to go in stage 2. And Bubba Wallace is your leader. And back to the telecast.
NASCAR Tracks has the latest race and event information from your favorite tracks, which might be Michigan right here. Search NASCAR Tracks in the App Store.
Cajon Pass, Southern California for Rich Frank.
You're watching NASCAR Cup Series racing presented by Golden Corral as the laps wind down in stage 2. Just 22 still remaining. And out front is Bubba Wallace.
Off you today, Rich.
They're out of Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski. They're running 5th and 6th currently. There's the gap between Bubba and the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. And
it's about a 3-car length lead until they get into the turns. Then Truex pulls up on him. So again, another difficult to pass day in this new car. Ken Dog is from Upper Michigan. Put the Cup races on cable networks, hurts ratings and enthusiasm for the sport.
Says, hey, we need 10 more laps of that, and we're going to be good on fuel. Let's remember, with Bubba Wallace leading, that puts him into the playoffs. But even if he can't win the race, a top 10, even better, a first or a second in this stage is a huge.
Right, where's my guy Harvick at? Harvick is in 17th now, 17th position, 7.3 seconds back.
Build a gap before he has to go to the road courses over the next 2 weeks.
Gibbs is in 20th.
Hearing on the radio, the 11 was told that he's good on fuel. So
Wallace's lead is less than a tenth of a second. Truex to the bottom. He leads that lap. New leader at Michigan, Martin Truex Jr.
It's kind of this cat and mouse game. Who turns the wick up first, right? Well, Martin Truex Jr. has decided that he's now going to lead.
So we're past halfway. 20 laps to go in stage 2. Let's go, Alex Bowman. Win today, says Scotty Dingus.
Bubba talking about the balance of his car. A little bit free.
Hey, good morning, Dave. Good morning.
Little issue for the 14 down in turn 1 and 2. Handful of laps ago, the 10 of Almirola slides up in front of him, and this
teammates getting into it.
Almost before Eric gets right in front of him, the 14.
They didn't get into one another, but Almirola cutting up to the high side took the air off the 14, and he got a little snappy.
And now Briscoe, after that little bobble, is running.
Streaming is going to be a pain, y'all. This whole moving everything to different streaming services.
You heard Marty say that leading was a 2-lap penalty.
It's getting to the point where a person can't afford to have all these different streaming services, so you're going to just have races that you just miss. I mean, as a person that does these play-by-play things, it's going to be impossible for me to do everything of one sport because it's going to be too spread out. Here to take care of your girls.
Yeah, and I talked to Dave on the hauler this morning and kind of asked what they were thinking about this race, and they said we
18 laps to go in stage 2.
Now,
You only have Peacock?
So it was tempered excitement. It looks like we have a caution for the 41.
Yeah,
caution.
Turn 2 looks like he might have got up into the wall, and you see a lot of damage on the back of that car. He was running 23rd.
The 41.
All right, damage-wise, I believe he just got a right rear tire going down. He recognized that right away. Going off.
He's still going around the track there, but he's got the rear right tire down, driver's side rear. He's on the apron, limping to pit road here.
Today, the second right rear tire we've seen today fail. This was an issue with this car last year. Feel like a lot of
17 laps to go in stage 2. We're under our first caution of today. And that thing just popped.
Getting close to that sort of, getting close on air pressure that may be dangerous, as far as trying to find speed in this car.
Steve, this is a lot better result than what happened with Chase Elliott yesterday.
Well, either timing, awareness.
All right, he makes it to pit road. The outer liner about to come off that car.
Marty.
Yeah, you can see that right rear down for Ryan Preece, and they had debated on trying to stay out and not lose any extra time here, but then said, hey, the damage is just too much here. They didn't want to tear up that right rear panel there. So
all right, they changed the tires on the right side, now going to the left.
With a right rear yesterday, why right rear issues for these race teams?
He's underway.
Well, I think there's a lot to discuss there about air
Pit road open. We've got some takers. Truex among them. Truex leading a number of cars down pit road. The 43, the 11, the 2.
And Martin Truex Jr.'s crew chief James Small is going with that plan. One stop from here.
Truex is in his box.
Right side. Martin overall pretty happy with that race car. It will
What's up, Regine?
4 fresh tires, Sunoco fuel, Marty, as Denny Hamlin makes a stop.
And Kim, Steve,
No, I never do Xfinity in trucks, Regine. I've done them before, but I don't do them very often.
Pit road with 4 fresh Goodyear tires here. Actually, just going to be 2 tires here, waiting on the fuel for Denny Hamlin. So yes, that makes it one more.
All right, race. Oh, Hamlin. They're trying to push Denny's car, and it can't get going.
In the stall, and now it won't move any further. So
You're only allowed to push it so far, and Hamlin's going to come to a stop on pit road.
The team watches helplessly as Denny sits on pit road.
Flames coming out of both sides.
So now he's trying to get this thing cranked up.
He's got to get it going because they are no longer allowed to push cars all the way down pit road like they did back in the day.
Setting the ECU, the electronic, or the engine control unit, it's electronic. Well, there it is, fired off. But
there he goes. He got it.
11 and Denny Hamlin came in running 5th. Everyone didn't come to pit road, but of the cars that did, he will be the last off.
He'll be at the back of the longest line there, really.
No, this is for this weekend, Regine. These are the ones they have right now.
They're going to be in front of him, so it's difficult.
All right, so we go to a commercial break, y'all, under caution. They flooded it, Numu? All right, 50 even in the chat, y'all. See why there's only 50 in the chat. I see why, y'all.
Only 95 to go in the race. And Steve, you mentioned when that pit window is between 48 and 51 laps. Those cars
trying a new dish, buddy?
now they think one more pit stop, they can get all the way to the end.
That's absolutely right.
I'm a Harvick fan, Ken Dog.
Even though we know that there's stage finish coming and there are points awarded, you see
Do these cars even have clutches anymore?
Bubble drivers, Wallace, Suarez, Keselowski. We don't talk about a bubble driver, but he's not locked in. He's thinking points.
I'm not even sure they got clutches in these cars anymore.
Win a stage and get a playoff point. But then guys down here at 104, Eric Jones, Cindric, Truex,
where's
all
Logano?
of those cars from here, one more pit stop to the end of the race. So, you know, when we keep talking about track position, how
Logano on your screen is in 6th.
Well, this is the way, right? So all of those 104 laps, they
Pick
know
and
everyone
dish.
in front of them will pit in 15 laps when the stage comes to an end. They'll just kind of leapfrog them on the racetrack, priority-wise for the others, though. And I like this call for the 23. I know you want track position, but do not lift.
All right, 14 laps to go in stage 2. Lap 107 to 200 in the race. 94 laps to go.
10 points here. That would be huge, right? He finished second in the first stage. He could get 19 points just in the stages.
2311 will be on the outside and Trackhouse Racing on the inside of front row. Kim.
And although the top lane has been the preferred, there was a
Watermelon smash would be a great way to finish the
on
race.
Daniel Suarez's car and his driver. What do we do here? And they just think clean air is absolutely going to be king. If they could get their teammate to go with them, get a good
So
push.
Wallace is showing as the leader now. He has 4 tires. Suarez second has none.
Let's listen into the 6 of Brad.
Keselowski, well, he has tires, but you know what I'm saying, y'all. 2 for Keselowski, 4 for Chastain, 4 for Allmendinger, none for Logano.
That's a negative, but just making you aware right now. Yeah, cool.
So
Harvick must have pitted there as he is currently showing in 22nd.
It's a little misleading because that's assuming he's going to win the race as well. But Allmendinger's now a point in. Suarez a point out. McDowell having that damage, 4 below. I'm telling you, this guy, Alex Bowman, he's currently sitting at -20. He's riding 7th on the racetrack. These are the moments that this 48, we got to see something out of this 48, right?
There does seem to be some trouble in turn 1 during this race, Regine. You're right.
He needs to go capitalize and beat some of these cars.
Playoff standings, William Byron leads it with 4 wins. The first car without a win is Wallace on that standing list there.
In the hands of Bubba Wallace in the 23. He's back into the gas.
There you go. Green flag is back out at Michigan. Oops, why don't you guys tell me I had that rain at the track thing up there?
Not enough help for Suarez on that inside line, but he dives in very deep.
We've got a car up almost in the wall here, the 3 of Austin Dillon.
Dillon way up the track in the dirty stuff. And the field leaves him.
Suarez went really deep into turn 1.
Suarez versus Wallace. Suarez to the inside. He's going to take the lead. Can he hold it, though?
There's a good restart for Bowman. He must have heard you, Steve, telling him to get up there and get a few spots right there in 4th place.
I love it. I love the aggression, right? If you want to make the playoffs, you got to kind of take some points at sometimes, more than just earn them. Right
Allmendinger up the track into Logano, pushes him up.
Logano's going to get a shove here from Larson in the 5.
Larson pushing the 22.
By the 16 of Allmendinger.
Take cream of chicken soup, chicken gravy mix together, put a chicken breast, let it crock pot on mashed potatoes and stuffing.
Take a look at what happened with Austin Dillon here on the restart.
I'm going to read that again once it comes away from that little heart.
Headed down into turn and got loose, maybe thinking he's got a tire problem. He comes to pit road just as the field goes by. He's going to lose a lap. There he is blending back into traffic, Marty.
Yeah, Junior, it was a right side tire that was down for Austin Dillon, so that's another one we can add to the list.
Right, so trouble for Dillon.
Caught it before it hit the wall, but they did come down and change the right side just a moment ago, as you mentioned, Junior.
Suarez's lead is 0.3 of a second over Wallace, 0.4. Ooh. Wallace tries to block somebody that's coming up on him. It's the 6.
When there's heavy loads and a lot of corners and a lot of
Keselowski into second, y'all. Brad Keselowski into second.
That might be causing the problems today.
Yeah, there's some physical limits with the shock bottoming out that won't let the back of the car get as low as you want it. The lower the back of the car, actually more downforce you make with the diffuser. As you see Chris Buescher making a big move on the 47. Some tough racing back here with Ty Gibbs and the 12 of Blaney. So you actually just let a little air out of the tire, and the tire squishes. And the car, even though mechanically can't get lower suspension-wise, it just squishes the tire and gets that diffuser lower to the ground.
Truex is dropping back quite a bit, y'all.
Coming to pit road on lap 104. Now he's already up to the 8th position in that number 19. We would not expect
Oh, is he coming forward? I thought he was going the other way. Something a little different. There you go.
Those of you that are playing fantasy, remember you've got about 9 laps to change your garage driver out if that's an option.
Denny Hamlin trying to work his way back through the pack. It's going to go around the 43 of Eric Jones here. He's up about 11 or 12 spots since the start. After losing all of those positions on pit road.
I thought Truex was way up near the front on the restart. I guess he wasn't.
Moving into 5th position behind his teammate Bowman. Truex getting another spot there.
8 laps to go in stage 2.
Hamlin, after the problems on pit road, he's trying to get past the 4 of Harvick. Harvick muscling by on the outside.
Goes Harvick past Hamlin.
Well, he's up to 17th. So you mentioned that issue on pit road is now true. That's what makes this 19 so good. Not only does it roll the middle of the corner, but then look at this, Junior. He can carry enough exit speed from the bottom to pull up in lane and start catching the 5 car in front of him.
He's the only one that can just slice up through the field like that. Everybody else is a dogfight. Truex he just turns underneath guys and is able to have the grip and just roll right by them.
We're in the house. We got 7 laps to go in stage 2.
Now, that'd be a chat I'd have to have with my driver to be like, hey, man, look, that's not around a wedge or a shot click away. Whatever he has, we're going to have to go home and work on because that's not just car balance.
Big move by Buescher there in the 17 on the lower part of your screen. We saw him move out of the way behind Ross Chastain, take that spot.
Vincent says, what did I say, Mr. Monday Martin?
Like 102 and potentially win this stage, but look at what he's doing, how fast he's moving through with now under 6 laps to go. And Truex 2.5 or a little over 2.5 seconds back.
Go Chastain, says Lucas.
But still an impressive surge back to the front.
You mentioned Chastain, a car we thought would have a strong day today, and he's lost about 7 spots since the restart. He's got a couple cars.
Juarez's lead a half second over Keselowski, over a second over Wallace. So it's Suarez, Keselowski, Wallace, your top 3. Chevrolet, Ford, Toyota. 6 laps to go, stage 2.
And that's what we talk about, driver etiquette. That's what's different today.
May please say something about me. I watch you almost every single week. Let's go 5, says T-Bird 15. What's up, T-Bird?
A little bit better, said the cars improved. They're really struggling, though, on restarts as you ride on board with Kevin Harvick with the Hunt Brothers camera.
Regine says, I want to see Barry in the playoffs. Is he eligible for the playoffs, Regine? I'm not sure he's eligible. All right, split screen here. They got Harvick on the bottom there. His in-car cam.
Seen him improve as the race goes on, Jeff. Seems like almost every week they make the car better, and they're always around in stage 3.
Yeah, I never count them out.
Timothy says Denny is catching up fast.
See Hamlin continue to trying to make that inside work. Now this group could be 3 wide off the corner. No, they actually the 12 got really tight on corner exit there. Look at the run that gives.
Let's go Bell, says Regine. Playoffs. We're talking playoffs.
Tucked in behind the 12, but the 11 of Denny Hamlin.
That's your name, T-Bird? Keaton?
Listen into his radio.
Shout out to Keaton. 3 laps to go, stage 2.
Okay, so here you have it. That's a conversation between driver and crew chief. Denny Hamlin sees all these cars in front of him. He says, I have to pass them all. I have to get to the front. And Chris Gabehart is saying, no, you do not. Most of those guys are coming to pit road. I know you want to chase the 19 down, but forget about the 19 for a minute. As he drives to the inside of Bubba Wallace. If you look in front of the 11, I have 3, maybe 5 cars that are going to stay out.
Truex trying to pass Wallace on the inside.
Let's not wreck this thing. Get to the end of the stage, line up in the front 4 rows, and we'll race the final stage.
Truex trying to get into the top 3 before the end of stage 2. And he does.
And now he's already passing me for
moves into 3rd.
Bubba Wallace and every other driver and crew chief in the field that see the lap times of that 19. How about Brad Keselowski? Saw his team
going to Darlington this year, T-Bird? Nice. Gene says, let's go 43.
leading this stage. Remember, he came in 34 points behind that cut line out of the playoffs, got 5 stage points in stage 1, and now looking to win this stage. This could be a huge day for Daniel.
They got that 19 car Truex all over the back of him now.
And a lap, stage 2. The 19 coming up to try to win this stage. Truex into second. They're on the backstretch. This 19 is the best car on the track. Was today or was yesterday, back again today.
Get 8 stage points instead of 10. It's still a huge gain.
Here comes Truex high on the high side.
Truex can try to go high. Daniel, can he squeeze him? He does. Truex to the inside. Truex wins the second stage. Wow.
Sweep stage 1 and 2.
That was pretty good racing.
My goodness. Martin Truex Jr., Suarez, Keselowski, Wallace, Bowman, the top 5.
Toyota has advantages. He did try to slide up in front of him. Good morning, Jarek.
All gaining stage points, finishing in the top 10. He looked high.
That was a hell of a drive up for Truex there, y'all. That was a hell of a drive up to win that stage. Wow. It's going to be tough to beat him today, y'all. It is going to be tough to beat him unless you have something, something that gets him off cycle or something. But Truex wins stage 2, adds it to his win in stage 1 yesterday. We've got 80 laps to go. 80 laps to go at Michigan. Yeah, I'm a Harvick fan, T-Bird. 75 in the chat. He just came out of nowhere, y'all. Freaking nowhere. So Junior is at the race announcing, and on his YouTube channel, he's got a bunch of his homies hosting a watch party as well. Sheila says, I'm back. I was making some homemade salsa for my burgers for dinner. Nice, Sheila. Sheila, what were you doing in the hot box last night, Sheila? What were you doing hanging out in the hot box? The rumor. Hi, T-Bird. Got him with that slide job, no doubt. Was Barry looking for the playoffs? He didn't even near the playoffs. What up, Bill? I guess the answer to your question is he's not. They're probably pitting right now as we speak.
Cup Series racing presented by Golden Corral. 2 stages complete, getting ready for the final stage. And pit stops that some will be making here now that stage 2 is done.
Oh, nothing.
Strategy-wise, Steve, who's in the best shape?
Well, you know what makes a good strategy is a rocket ship of a race car. So I think Martin Truex Jr. is in the best shape on both sides of that. I think he has enough fuel to only stop one more time. He has the fastest race car. They may come down and just fill it up with fuel to make sure the next pit stop under green.
All right, pit road is open, and as you can imagine, it's crowded.
That's what you're seeing here. Some guys staying out because they have enough fuel. Some will come just take a quick splash. Others need a
So we got maybe 40% of the field stayed out.
He was reporting it was free, even in traffic. Felt like it did in practice. 4 tires, Sunoco fuel. You're right. Martin Truex Jr. electing to come down just to make sure their lap.
Oh, gotcha, Sheila.
Shorter, just right side tires for that rocket ship of Martin Truex Jr. Marty.
Yeah, I'm going to go out after this race and get me a hamburger before the Dodger game.
Is just unreal. That was all I had. He said, though we did get better the longer we ran. As crew chief Matt McCall said, listen, we're going to pay a big price here. We're going to have to wait a
All right, Martin Truex Jr. is going to win the race off pit road. He took 2. Most of the teams took 2. Briscoe in 5th and Haley in 6th only took none. The first car with 2 tires is Bowman. Bowman, Larson, Logano took 4. And we go to a commercial break. Tilo managed to get online. $715 views, 60 current viewers, 51 likes. Let's see how we're doing on that subscriber side. Just need 2 subscribers, y'all. 2 more subscribers for 13.4. Who's going to clutch up? Yeah, Dave. Those are this week's paints. The race was rain delayed. That's why we're racing today. But we're in the second stage commercial break right now. Second stage commercial break. They just came to pit road, so the standings are a little riled up there. A number of cars stayed out, including Kevin Harvick. So Chris Buescher and Tyler Reddick will lead them back to green for stage 3. Ryan Blaney and Kevin Harvick will be in row 2 likely. And we're going back to Michigan.
250 championship, and that's why I'm going to move to the 450s when we go to pro motocross in the outdoors. And he's going to basically
13,398 says Vincent.
16-0, so he's looking to win that.
Viking Combat is back with some waffles.
Pro motocross, the big championship at the end of the year, it's going to be so much. But I'm going to tell you, as a 19-year-old, you talk about stars. I
am a little concerned about that music in the background. 13.4, dang, I remember hitting a hundo in this channel. Came a long way.
This guy was going to be special.
It's been a long grind, bro.
Yeah, 2 of the goats will be
We're in year 4.
Starts at 1 p.m. Eastern on Peacock. then on NBC at 3 p.m. Jeff, what about the points that they've earned this race so far?
Well, the big race
75 laps to go. Truex has earned 20 points in this race. Wallace 16, Keselowski 15.
He's gained 14, Gibbs 8. I thought they gave up an opportunity if that strategy did not work out as well at the end of stage 2, but still 8 points. Some guys gaining, some guys losing, Kim.
Walking over,
and with the different strategies,
stealing his waffle, and then running away. Sheila says she's down for some waffles.
It will be a longer stop, but that's what last week's win did for this team. They can try different things on strategy. Right now, Chris, very happy with the race car, just like yesterday.
Daryl Hamlin says thanks from Petoskey, Michigan. First Michigan race missed in years. Go Chevy. Sorry to hear that, Daryl. This rain, man. This rain with NASCAR, it's like it follows them.
They are 12th coming to that choose, and they also are 3rd on the strategy that they're on with their teammate Martin Truex Jr. Denny said even after that stall,
I think I might remember that hiking combat.
I just have to manage it. The 11 looks almost as good as a 19, Rick. Not quite, though.
The 17 on the outside of Buescher.
We got 74 laps to go.
Reddick on the inside, both getting a push. The 12 of Brian
Here we go. Here we go.
Buescher and the 21 of Harrison Burton pushing Reddick. And look at Harvick
green
up here as well in that orange number 4.
Comes Truex too on the bottom.
Been able to make that top groove work. I've watched him back in track.
Remember, Truex took two tires.
Resin. Oh, we got a crash down the back straightaway. Looks like Alex Bowman's around.
Yeah, big
Oh yeah, Bowman around.
Bowman slammed into the side of another car too. So he may have had some contact from someone else, but Bowman goes around.
Bowman is junk.
3 of the Hendrick cars have been involved with issues.
Yeah, and Alex Bowman was trying to climb his way back into this playoff conversation with points.
I'm not sure what that means. Shane says SVG will help the 99 car in the playoffs. He will let Suarez win the race.
It looked like he was backing up, and then all of a sudden,
38's got a looks like a right rear tire flat. So there's the 38. It's gonna get squeezed into the wall right there
by Michael McDowell, teammate.
And I believe the 48
So McDowell.
may have gotten contact from the left rear.
48 got turned when everyone started checking up.
Take another look.
So top of the screen, 38's coming up off the corner. Oh, the 2 did not know they were 3 wide, shoves McDowell into his teammate, and then, yeah, Bowman gets contact from, I believe, the 14.
I agree. They were 3 wide with Larson on the inside, and the 14 didn't really have anywhere to go.
3. Full run ahead.
So I'm going to resync everything up, y'all. I'm going to resync everything.
That's just when you're 2 and 3 wide on these restarts. I mean, what are you going to do? Excuse me, I think it's Cindric, the 2, doesn't realize he is 3 wide, and he gets both front row cars kind of pushed up.
Yeah.
So right here at the top of the screen, you see the white number 2. They're going to split the 34.
Now, the 2 doesn't know the 38's out there. He thinks he's just got the 38 there, or the 34 there. So he squeezes the 34 into his teammate, across the nose. Bowman just trying to get.
Yeah, I'm a Harvick fan, T-Bird.
Ends up getting turned around, losing control. Kim.
And the 5 of Kyle Larson on pit road.
Larson on pit road, Wallace on pit road as well.
If this was part of their strategy plan or something else, is Bubba Wallace also making a stop?
The restarts are wild. 3 wide and
70 in the house. That's our high for today. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. We're trying to get to 13-4 today.
These guys are getting in trouble, squeezing each other in the fence. We've seen a lot of aero issues as well, creating problems for cars and big runs coming from
72
behind.
laps to go.
I think it's just going to continue this final stage.
Bowman's trying to figure out if he can get pulled back into.
All right, we're headed to a commercial break, chat. Headed to a commercial break. That 48 car whipped around fast. Heavy damage to the hood and the back end of that car. Timothy says, who had Todd Gillen winning today? Wasn't me. Wasn't me. So some of the cars that did not pit on the end of stage caution are pitting now. Who has led the most laps in the race? The 19. Martin Truex has led 43 laps. Next closest is the 23 of Bubba Wallace, who led 21 today after they resumed racing. But Truex is the car to beat, y'all. I'm not sure, T-Bird. I'm thinking maybe Ty Gibbs. I could go with Barry. I'm not sure. Eugene likes that paint scheme on Bowman's car. Oh man, says Numu. I was at Pocono, lost my voice from booing, says Vincent. An advertisement for NASCAR shop. Max Coverage TV. Holla, holla, holla. We are live with Valhalla. What's up, Max? What's going on, buddy? Little NASCAR, and then the Dodgers are a 1 o'clock game for me, man. 1 o'clock my time. 4 o'clock yours. Yeah, Dodgers at 1 o'clock my time. E. Ramirez says it's my lunchtime. Filthy Rat hoping Truex wrecks. How was that soccer stream? It was like 500 views, buddy. We had fun, but man, I was so disappointed. They dominated that game, Max. They dominated and just shit the bed on penalty kicks. They absolutely dominated that game. It was their best game of the series, and they just shit the bed on penalty kicks, man. All right, the 48 is being towed to pit road. It's in his stall now, facing the wrong way. Let's get back to Michigan.
See Alex Bowman right here, 4 flat tires. They had to pull him back to the pit box.
Yeah, it was a tough loss.
Flat tires of these cars, they
yeah, I made it through. I drank 2 energy drinks. Yeah, so the stream that suffered because of it was the NASCAR stream in the morning.
But now the 48 can finally get to work. Now they're on the damaged vehicle policy. They have 7 minutes, but it doesn't look like
Go 20, says Regine.
They're going to look at the tow links. That's what the mechanics
that 20 is still got. Is he still out there? Bell has heavy damage. He's in 24th.
The jackman was trying to put the jack under the car as they were getting ready to lower it from the tow truck, but the official said, no. You can't touch it until we disconnect from it because of that clock situation.
Well, because of clock and safety. They're not a big fan. They like the safety workers to do their job.
So pace car is pacing them around. We're approaching the choose line right here.
Choose the high line for the restart there.
Busher, Blaney, and Harvick choose high. Reddick, Burton, and Cindric choose low.
Right now you're going to line up 6th. Hey, he's a champion. And
we got 69 laps to go in today's race. The Firekeepers Casino 400 from Michigan International Speedway. And y'all, we are so close to 13.4 on the subscriber side. I'm like 1 away.
He's not going to quit trying. He's going to try to make it happen.
Go Harvick, says Marcia.
When caution almost immediately came out. Kevin Harvick said, I'm taking the top no matter what. And remember, the Junior, the point you made a moment ago, he has really made the top work throughout runs, and restarts have been a struggle for Kevin Harvick. So trying to give himself every advantage he can get. The top four has worked better for Harvick today, so taking the top here, no doubt about
Viking
it.
Combat putting up that subscribe.
To go all the way to the top.
He's probably out, Sheila.
With
He's
his second
junk.
visit down pit road. They've already finished the service on that. That first visit was unscheduled. They wanted to make sure that he didn't get any damage.
Currently 32 cars on the lead lap. Briscoe, last car on the lead lap in 32nd.
One more kind of check. They put a little bit of tape on the left front fender. Also filled it up with fuel.
Well, that's your choice, Vincent. Brandon Paxson says, let's go Busch. Busch isn't even at the track, I bet you. I bet you Busch is at home watching it on TV.
And there was a little bit of contact there with 48.
Congratulations on number 43 on marriage this weekend.
Junior, you talked about Harvick picking that outside lane. So when we drop the green flag,
All right, the pace car passes pit road, so we've got at least another lap under caution here.
6 rows, how chaotic it gets. When you get to the back straightaway, if you don't have forward momentum on the bottom, you need to try to find your way to the top, because these cars, they get so slow when they get bogged down on the bottom, down the back straightaway, they just line up on you and just go flying by you. But if you never
The 24 is not third.
Reddick is, then you never get in the front. So this is an opportunity for Reddick to try to do something. Harrison Burton behind him, teammate Cindric. We saw a lot of pushing.
Well, I'm going to Darlington.
I think that's only going to get more aggressive.
They say that Busch is going to, or Ty Gibbs is going to be driving the interstate battery car.
In every single race that we have,
68 laps to go.
for Michigan all the way around. Cars crashing and guys losing control. Usually this is a
Yesterday, Regina, yesterday.
It's been anything but that yesterday and today.
He was the first car out of the race. He's currently 118 laps down.
You have to wonder when this thing's going to settle in. And
Vincent thinking the 21 might get the win.
Michigan, Rick.
Yeah, 9 cautions already, Junior.
He's doing good. He's chilling, Jay.
Of course, a lot of that has been
He's all the way back
that we saw yesterday. NASCAR
from the old Rattler.
Fan rewards is.
All right, I'm going to mute that music. Yeah, he's all the way back. The Berserkers and the V-Homies have to recognize, however, that when Thor was bitten by that rattlesnake, that's when the Diamondbacks went on their drop in the standings. They tried to take out your general, y'all, but it cost them their division lead.
Left front, and also the left rear toe link is broken, Richard Boswell tells me, so they're going to have to make that repair. Briscoe already a lap down in 32nd.
It was a sign, says Hiking Combat. All right, pace car to pit road.
Again, Reddick is on the inside, but it's Chris Buescher on the outside leading the field through the restart zone.
Here we go. We're back under green, y'all.
21 pushing Reddick as we see Ross Chastain jump out of line, making it 3 wide into turn 1.
So Reddick cleared. Now he's up in that outside line. Harrison Burton stuck on the bottom. Can he get behind Harvick?
All right, so the top 4 are single file on the outside. Buescher to the lead, a 0.2 of a second lead over Reddick.
And one of them being Truex, and getting in front
Get
of
up there,
him is going to
Harvick.
be very difficult. Now he is just stuck on the bottom.
Harvick cannot get going on restarts.
21 of Burton starting to fall back now. Oh, he found an opening right there in front of the 1 of Ross Chastain, but Ross Chastain said, well, I'll go bite you on the inside.
It's still the right move to make. You know, if you don't make that move, the whole line's going to go by you. So
He cannot get going on restarts. He's almost a full second back. And then the Hell is behind him. Hell is coming behind him. Truex, the 2 and the 10 of Amarola.
See if it can work without losing positions. It's going to be able to try to clear the 2, not quite get it done. The big run coming.
Fords are lining up, says Lucas. Yeah, they are. Reddick is the only Toyota in the top 5. The only non-Ford.
And Truex was side drafting that 2 of Cindric.
Truex is in a gaggle back there with Hamlin and the 2.
To his inside. Now Martin Truex Jr. powering by on the outside.
Yeah, Yeah, Martin's making Denny regret that decision.
I appreciate it, Regine.
He sends Denny back a few cars.
Come on, subscribe, y'all. We got 80 in the chat.
Regroup, try to battle back, and try to go again at this number 2 of Cindric.
Sunny day in Arizona, y'all.
Now Martin has an opportunity to make it. They're not right behind him, so even if it doesn't work out, there's plenty of room to Eric Almirola. They're going to get to him at the corner, but this is where Martin's fast. He just overdrives the corner and easily.
All right, Truex finally gets past that group of cars. So he moves up into 5th, and he's got Harvick in his sights. About 20 car lengths in front of him.
Watching this happen, you're like, guys, I can't do this. I have no way to compete against this. I can't defend it, nor can I attack it.
Speaking of attack, we'll see how aggressive the 11 is on Denny Hamlin as we see Harvick and him doing a little side drafting with
Jeremy says the winning strategy today is let everybody else wreck.
The 2 Fords at a dead
All right, come on, Harvick.
Start-finish line.
Come on, Harvick.
Harvick stays to the inside.
Harvick versus Blaney.
Slide in behind the 12 of Blaney and hold a little bit of that momentum.
Here comes Truex, though.
Yep, here comes Truex.
Here comes Truex. The storm is coming. Truex to the inside, passes Harvick easily. Blaney comes down to block.
Truex has to go to the top to find clean air.
The ability to recover from that, though, I mean, you know, you would have thought Harvick would have been able to turn back underneath him and get alongside of him, but the ability to recover is really impressive.
43 in that alignment paint scheme. Let's go.
But that's what's new with this car.
He's going to win it. He's going to win the race, Filthy, I think, anyway.
And move in the corner, drive down.
They're going to have to team up against him, says Heike Combat. All right, Truex now to the inside of Blaney.
Air coming underneath that splitter in the center of the splitter and going back to the diffuser. When you shut that off for the car behind you, it's a great defense to be able to maintain that position.
Buescher's lead over Reddick, 0.2 of a second, 0.3 over Blaney. We got 61 laps to go at Michigan. 2 hours, 24 seconds into today's telecast.
Now behind the 17 of Buescher, we'll see how hard he throws it into turn 3.
31 cars on the lead lap. Cole Custer, the last car on the lead lap, in 31st, is 10.8 seconds back.
The fastest car of the whole race, dominated that race. Now here he is leading again.
Umu says they need to use that chrome horn. Beep, beep. 75 in the chat.
Dominate races. Went on a long slump, and now here they are back, leading races and potentially contending for this championship.
All right, Truex going to try it again on the inside.
In the middle of 1 and 2. It's going to be side by side coming up off the corner.
Those two continue to fight for that 3rd spot.
Harvick watching it, but he's got Cinder coming up behind him.
Easily drives into the corner. Takes the spot away.
60 laps to go. And there you go. Truex moves up into 3rd. Almost 4 seconds back from the leader, Buescher.
If he can run them down.
The 11 has had that sponsored the brake. I think it's a brake company. I don't know what's going on with FedEx. It used to be they would not come off that car, but Hamlin's been in that paint scheme that he's in today for like 6 weeks. Good morning, Terry.
And we'll start with Kim and Buescher.
Yeah,
shout out to London, Canada.
Winner, and he talked about coming into this weekend, the confidence boost that he had because of that win, and that they just straight up raced.
The time here locally, we're pushing 11:15.
This weekend too for a great finish. He said Michigan is such a huge race for Ford and Jack and Brad, and then
Eddie Spaghetti Eddie up in here.
Last weekend, and excited for what we're able to do this weekend. He runs in front of Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick has shown speed all weekend.
Yeah, Mavis. I thought it was a brake company.
And we'll see what he can do. Now let's go back to the 3rd position, Martin Truex Jr. What do we say about this car? We say it is a rocket ship. He has been absolutely quiet all race long on the radio. No complaints on that race car. And the goal today was to come in the points leader and lead.
Eddie says he's doing great. Good to hear, Eddie. Good to hear, buddy.
They've gotten stage points in both stage and looking for a great finish here this afternoon, Marty.
Ryan Blaney sitting in 4th, trying for a 2nd Michigan win. If he's going to do that, he's going to have to figure out how to beat the 19 car right in front of him. Blaney said he just doesn't have any turn down.
So Reddick tried to make that run on him, but drops back to 3/10 back.
Trying to run the middle for Blaney, but says everybody else is
Truex almost 5 seconds back, so the leaders are pulling away from Truex.
Spot there in fourth right now after the restart just a moment ago. So the car handling much better here today.
Oh, we crashing, Sheila?
A little bit too tight for Kevin Harvick, who's had a good run of it lately. 3 straight top 10 finishes. Denny Hamlin also has had a good run of it lately. He has gained 20.
All right, Hamlin now pulling up on the back of Harvick.
Now sitting in second after passing William Byron for that last week. Problem is,
Ray says it's 1:45 p.m. here, rainy and humid. Getting lag, says Hiking Combat. We might be about to crash, y'all. It's very warm here in the house today.
Said the car is very loose, and not the good kind of loose, the bad kind of loose. So Phil Surgeon went to work on that last stop. So the car,
I think we might have some weather moving in as well.
How it was earlier in the race. You see where he's run today. He's been quick. Can he get the track position?
Looks like the darkness might be moving in, y'all. We might have some weather moving in. That'll affect it as well.
Had a nice top 10 last week after a penalty early in the race.
See if we can make it.
P2 among that group that pitted at lap 104.
See if we can make it.
Just like everybody else. Way too tight for Eric Almirola.
Modem still says it's green. 54 laps to go.
What are you looking at for the rest of the regular season, the rest of the season in general? He said week after week we come in and we look at our teammates, that being those of the Penske cars. If we can run kind of in the mix with them, we feel like
Buescher's lead now 0.2 of a second over Reddick, 5.2 seconds over Truex.
They are absolutely doing that here this afternoon. Harrison Burton running in the 10th position as he drops down now to 11.
He gets by him for that spot, but Harrison Burton a good run. Steve, as I look at the top two, they came on lap 104, which means they've got to come to pit road a little bit sooner than Martin Truex Jr. will have to.
So they have to come sooner, or they're going to need some more fuel. I actually think Buescher and Reddick are doing a great job of working with one another. They don't look like they're trying to pass each other. They're drafting each other down the straightaway. So back to Dale Jr.'s question about how quick the 19 will catch him. He's actually losing ground to these front two because the 19 has no one to draft off.
I'm still able to refresh.
Pushing his own air. So as the front two gap, they're going to have to come to pit road. I expect with about 42 laps to go, they need full tanks of gas. That's going to take 13 seconds.
But at least on my end so far, I'm still okay.
He only needs about 9 seconds.
Knock on wood.
4 tires. So they are trying to keep that gap over 5 seconds. We're going to see when green flag pit stops are, I expect 45 to 42 to go.
So Buescher and Reddick trying to get away from the fastest car on the track, Martin Truex Jr. Buescher leading here in Michigan.
All right, we're going to a commercial break, y'all. Actually, side by side, NASCAR nonstop. So I'll keep you appraised as long as we stay active. Don't look now, but the 17 can win 2 in a row, says Vincent. You know there'll be a caution with 20 to go. Bunch him up again. No lag here, says Terry. What? Oh, so 50 laps to go, y'all. 150 of 200. 150 of 200. Buescher's lead is almost a full 3/10. Ford, Toyota, Ford, your top 7. Cindric has passed Harvick. Harvick down to 7th. Hamlin moved up to 4th, y'all. Hamlin up to 4th. He's passed Ryan Blaney. Got better since Hiking Combat. All right, we are side by side or NASCAR nonstop, y'all. Commercials ongoing. Chris Buescher is your leader with 50 to go. 2.253 is the bogey to Tyler Reddick in second. Martin Truex continues to fade. 6 seconds back. That decision to take 2 tires might be biting him. Let's don't blow up the number 43, says Regine. Yeah, Bell's just trying to make it to the end, Regine. Bell's just trying to make it to the end. Hamlin going to pass Truex in a few, says Lucas. Couple seconds back still. Couple seconds back. T-Bird rooting for Truex Jr. to blow up. Here we go. Back to Michigan.
Join Steve Letarte on Wednesday for NBC Sports on Sirius XM. That's NASCAR radio.
Let their music finish up before I put them on there.
As the bag man, and Steve, I'm sure you're going to have a lot to talk about what we're seeing here, as well as looking forward.
All right, that 45 is right on the bumper now of the 17.
We're going to see if he's able to win this race, or is it Buescher for the rebeat or the Reddick? Lot to talk about.
You're watching NASCAR Cup Series racing presented by Golden Corral, and it is still Buescher and Reddick.
81 in the chat. That's our high for today. Welcome to Valhalla Sports Talk's coverage of NASCAR Cup Series racing, the Firekeepers Casino 400 from Michigan International Speedway.
We know that Buescher and Reddick will have to come to pit road in about 4 to 5 laps.
Yeah, so if you're Truex, you're going to let Buescher and Reddick probably come to pit road first. You're going to see, let them, we're playing poker. You're going to get to see at least a couple cards in their hand. You're going to see how long they're going to have to sit and wait on fuel to make sure you can make it to the end. What I don't know is exactly how much Truex needs, right? He has
46 laps to go.
More fuel than these front two. So I know he doesn't have to wait on fuel, but does he have, you know, a short enough fill that he could take 2 tires, right? He's not going to.
Hamlin is now within a second, about a second of Truex Jr.
And only 9, he could change 4 tires. So that's a little bit gray, a little bit fuzzy, because we're not exactly sure where the 19 and the 11 are on fuel load, but that's really what this race is building.
Keselowski just passed Harvick for 7th.
First, 19 and 11, then counter with their pit stops, and then whose car drives the best for the sprint to the finish.
Burton Drunks is Lucas.
Updates. And you see Tyler Reddick, 23-11, out there in second. Martin Truex Jr. is third. Hamlin 4th. Ty Gibbs in 12th. Bubba Wallace back a little bit just outside the top 15.
And at tracks like Darlington, in places where the lap time slows down, you know, we always talk about coming early and short pitting and getting fresh tires. Throw all that out the window. And these cars here at Michigan are running the same lap after lap after lap after lap. So I think that's why this 17.
His lead holding steady at about 0.2 of a second over Reddick.
Actually, I have a little bit, you know, less total weight.
Reddick in that colorful Rocket League paint scheme this week.
1.5 second gap, as you see on the left side of your screen, and stretched it out to 5.6 seconds over the 19.
We see on the lower left corner, it said pit window is open, and it looks like the 17.
Long way yet, says Nunu. Terry says, I will admit it's nice to see no Hendrick dominance. I agree with you. All right, cars coming to pit road. The leaders, Buescher and Reddick, to pit road.
And you see Chris Buescher on the top. He said, I just got a little bit free.
Michael Cedillos checks in.
Tripped up a little bit getting around the front of the car. 4 tires, Sunoco fuel. They are going to have to wait on fuel for both of these cars. You see Tyler Reddick on the bottom. That second can of Sunoco fuel going in, waiting.
Austin Hill, Kevin Harvick on pit road.
And yes, Kim, that's going to be the penalty for all these cars coming right now. They have to wait on fuel for so long. Kevin Harvick on pit road in that orange car you see right there. He said, as I run, as the 45 gets past the 17 on pit road, as you see them leaving pit road, as I run, I get tighter, Harvick said, and around me, I'm more sensitive when cars are around. I can do some things if I get some space. That's my biggest issue.
Yep, Denny Hamlin to pit road as well. Good call, Vincent.
45 passing the 17 is very impressive, assuming they all have enough gas. On pit road now is the 11 of Denny.
Amarola to pit road.
First, that needs less fuel. Let's see how long the pit stop.
Green flag pit stops ongoing with 42 laps to go. Martin Truex Jr. showing as your leader.
With the 19, can they beat them on pit road, though? The 11 has been one of the best on pit road for the last few weeks. Oh, and a problem for Tyler Reddick, who had just jumped the 17 on pit road, and another tire for Tyler.
Reddick's got an issue on the passenger side rear.
Issues on pit road, and he has a wheel coming off here, Kim.
Coming to pit road again. Wow. Crew shaking their head. That single lug will not bind up. and hold the tire on the axle.
And they jumped in front of the 17, but now with this issue as they look, obviously there's more damage than just a wheel. Okay, here's the big story right here. Now the 19.
Martin Truex to pit road.
Michigan coming to pit road. On the top right, you see Denny Hamlin serviced his car, but he was not able to leapfrog the 17. Let's see if Martin Truex Jr. in the 19 has better luck.
Blaney showing as the leader.
Let's see what they choose to do.
And first thing I've heard from Martin Truex Jr.
Yep, Jimmy Johnson makes the haul.
He did get a little bit of free with just 2 tires, so electing to take 4 tires, making sure that
Rocket League, the next cursed sponsor.
down and done for Martin Truex Jr. on pit road.
All right, a pretty.
All right, Truex's service is done.
9.8 for Martin Truex Jr., the 17 on the racetrack. I think the 17 is going to easily bypass him with just overall speed. The question is, where will the gap be? The 19 is left. He's on the 8.
All right, so Truex trying to come off pit road. Busher, the leader, or Busher, who might be the leader, goes past him.
Through the gears, try to blend as early as possible on the bank in. It was 6 seconds. It is definitely less than 6. The 19 closed the gap. 39 to go.
I did hear about that, Terry. That's crazy.
Junior, if you want to win at Michigan, you got to run that 17 down.
Well, the 17 doesn't have
39 laps to go. Brad Keselowski showing as the leader, a 0.4 of a second lead over Austin Cindric, who's in second. Ross Chastain, 2 seconds back, is in third. Mike Cedillos is repping Team Ford.
So don't come right away. Run as kind of long as you can. Maybe you'll get that lucky caution, get some track position, and cycle towards the front.
So when they came on pit road, take a look at this. When they came back on after
showing a replay of Tyler Reddick's.
So what happens is, we can see that one
pit
more
stop.
time. They jack the right side up. The right rear goes down. You see that the tire wasn't tight, and now here's the 45 spinning because the wheel's basically trying to come off the car. So if we take another look at the pit stop, these tires will only.
How did Reddick's tires stay on that car all the way back to pit road? That's crazy.
Like an old 5-lug nut situation. So when they come in, you're going to watch right away. Watch just the right rear tire changer. He has an issue. Jackman sees it, but then the changer thinks he's okay. Off looks fine.
I don't think anyone needs a doubleheader, Vincent. I think NASCAR needs to shorten the season by about 10 races and quit giving tracks 2 races in a year. That's what I think. NASCAR needs to quit trying to hold on and compete against the NFL during their playoffs.
Whatever you had going on is good.
It's stupid.
Obviously, it didn't work out for the 45.
Same thing happened at Nashville.
So I totally disagree.
And that loose wheel obviously didn't.
138 in the chat. 138 up in here, up in here. Please hit the subscribe button. I am so close to 13-4. Wow, Reddick livid on the radio. Livid.
What makes it more frustrating for Tyler Reddick is he knows they're waiting on gas. You know, you could change tires, Kim, in 9.5 seconds. They knew they needed more than 9.5 seconds worth of fuel.
And this is exactly what Tyler Reddick was talking to me about this morning.
Vincent poking the bear.
Where they didn't need to. They need to take their time, make their stops, make their races mistake-free as they prepare for their playoffs. This is exactly what Tyler Reddick didn't want to happen, and you heard the anger from him on the radio.
Yeah, I mean, he's frustrated because...
Yeah, Pac-12, what were they thinking? Pac-12 says, you know what, we're going to sign a TV deal with Apple TV. And their member teams were like, all right, well, we're going to leave and go somewhere where they play us on regular TV.
Austin goes to leave. The Jackman looks like he's changing lefts. Now they changed lefts, so some confusion between the plan.
That I could get you laughing, says Terry.
Just cost the 2 cars some time on this green flag cycle.
All right, what the hell is going on here? Keselowski's lead is 4 seconds over Suarez.
Larson, Jones, Logano. Yeah, and that so what we're doing right now, we have several cars that pitted right there. Chastain, Blaney, Almirola, Cindric, Harrison, all those guys are a lap down. They need this thing to go green for it to cycle around, so these guys have to pit.
Ford out front, says Mike H. Remove the second dates and have a double header to replace it.
Matt McCall making this decision as long as he can.
Oh no, they just need to shorten the season by about 10 weeks and quit going to the same track twice.
Yeah, Marty, they're hoping that this stays green, and the two that are fighting right now that have been to pit road potentially for the win are the 17 of Buescher and the 19 of Truex Jr. They're running 18th and 19th.
All right, here we go. They're going NASCAR nonstop, y'all.
Welcome to the team.
NASCAR nonstop. I'll keep you appraised of what I'm seeing on the TV here. This Keselowski leading. My dude Harvick is way back there in 21st, y'all. He is a 1 lap down currently, apparently. That might be because of where he's at on the track. But Keselowski's lead is 5.7 seconds over Suarez, 6.7 over Larson, and 6.9 over Eric Jones. Ty Gibbs up to the 5th position, 7 seconds back. If you get 2 races done in a weekend, you would cut a week off the schedule, make more double headers, and cut the schedule down. I don't know, man. I don't know if would they have an ability to do that many races in a weekend? What are the logistics of that? I mean, you bring 2 cars, 3 cars, 4 cars to the track. I don't know, man. They do race during the week. I'll give you that, Vincent. You know, a lot of these guys race different things during the week. But I don't know. I don't know how that would work logistically, both as far as what you're bringing to the track or with the television partners. I don't know how that would work either. But I do see what you're saying, how that would shorten it down if you move 2 in the same week. Maybe do a short track, long track program. I don't know. Buddy.
16th right now, but he is leading the cars that have been to pit road and can make it all the way to the checkered.
29 laps to go. Keselowski's Ford is still out front. 3 Chevys right behind him. Logano up to 5th.
Another opportunity for Martin to take a few tenths away of that deficit between
No, Regine. There's only 29 laps to go.
Even clear traffic. They almost run identical times. It's going to come down to which car gets through traffic better, which car handles that dirty air better. And it's so far all day been that 19.
Steve,
wow, I can't believe how mad Reddick was in that car. He's not a guy to cuss, like that. That's not really his MO. But man, he was bleeped out for like a full minute. He was bleeped out for like a full minute. 132 in the house. Welcome to Valhalla Sports Talk, y'all. Hit that subscribe button if you are new. I really want to get to 13.4 today, y'all.
Again, Chris Buescher, as he continues
like the stream.
Move up the leaderboard. He's
2 hours, 45 minutes into this race.
And that is because
it was a long-ass bleep.
Buescher have both been to pit road already.
Yeah, it was a long-ass bleep.
In front of them, scored in front of them, have been or need to still come to pit road. And there's the gap between what will be the top 2 after everybody makes their green flag.
I'm going to be off camera for a minute.
There for the 17 versus Truex. So that's them running by themselves. I think the 17 ought to be applauded to be able to have the speed.
27 laps to go.
At this point in the race, the 19 was about 2 tenths clear of the field all day long. But now the 17 looks like as good a race car.
Hebert says, I went to Martinsville and I saw Larson for the first time seeing him. Come on, 43, says Regine.
Marty, what about
Harvick is still showing a lap down, y'all. So this is not a thing about where he is at on the track, I don't think.
had to come back down pit road. AJ was not very happy about it, and he said coming into the weekend,
Bring back the Invitational, says Vincent.
What we have to do at the road courses where AJ Allmendinger is excellent. Looks like it might be a must-win scenario. 26 points below the cut line for AJ Allmendinger after today. Just 3 races left in the regular season.
I personally think, Chad, that there is a current that's going on in racing where someone might try to make a run at NASCAR. You start looking at that series that Junior and Harvick own. You know, those are the cars we all love, not these Hot Wheels that they're running around out here on the track on right now. Those cars where when you hit the wall, your shit fell apart, or when someone ran into you, your fender fell off. So someone might make a run at NASCAR in the next decade or so and try to take this thing over.
Top of the screen, Truex about a tenth quicker than Buescher that lap.
Hot take on a Monday.
6 cars on pit road, Marty.
Boy, RFK is on the scene, aren't they, Junior? Brad Keselowski.
All right, here we go. Brad K to pit road.
All day long, would love to win at his home racetrack. In fact, has said, I would rather have a win here than in the Daytona 500. We'll see where he cycles out after.
If it's going to be anyone, it's going to be SRX.
As he could. Looks like just a 2-tire stop for
I know yesterday was Harvick's last SRX race. I know he's done.
the 6 car. His teammate Buescher still on the racetrack. Actually 4 for Keselowski, and Buescher flashes by as well.
Only 24 laps of fuel is all they need.
All right, Regine's trying to take a timeout, chat.
Yeah, so at this point, you know, they needed basically the same amount as the 19 is all.
Larson is your current leader, an 0.8 of a second lead over Jones, 2.9 over Bell.
This is the big moment for the 17 right here, catching these.
Harvick, his wife this morning said that was his last SRX race.
No, looks like he's going to have to try to pass him in the corner.
Yeah, this will be tough. Truex takes the big arc, dives down into the middle. This is, here it comes. 19's going to have
Negative.
some momentum. 17's in dirty air of the 62 car, Austin Hill. He's got a little bit of a run down the back straightaway. Buescher's got to figure out where this car in front of him is going to go. Hill's going to go back to the bottom. Here comes the Truex car. He's going to have a great run again. Another opportunity down the front straightaway.
Wow, they're coming up on lap traffic here. Buescher. But Truex is right there.
Everyone scored in front of them. Still has to come to pit road.
All right, go ahead and put Regine in a little timey outie.
As they get by Austin Hill in that 62.
Think about what you've done, Regine.
To be able to get through that without having to fend off any battles from the 19. But
Bro, just time him out.
We've seen him dive down into the corner. He's not going to be able to do it.
RFK really showing that they have turned things around with that organization, as Buescher won a week ago at Richmond, and now he's out in front here. Can he hold?
Rhodes doesn't have a wrench. I thought he had one.
No one has been able to do it today.
All right, I'll come get
Right
him.
now he's going to need a lot of help from his spotter. Chris Buescher will need to know where that 19's at all times. He's looking in the mirror. He's driving with one eye in the mirror and one eye out the front windshield, trying to be able to go wherever he can to take air away, make it difficult for the 19 car Truex. Truex has been using the bottom here. Christopher Buescher's been doing a good job of shading that way.
Jeff, what can the spotter do? What can he tell the driver right now as far as choosing the line ahead of Martin Truex Jr.?
A little bit of information is great, but with the mirrors and the technology today, Chris Buescher really has a great shot. The way the electronic mirror works is it's sitting on his dash, so he doesn't even have to look up anymore. He can look at his dash, and he can.
All right, so 20 laps to go, y'all. 20 laps to go.
Where Martin Truex is going. So I don't know that the spotter's as important today as he's been in the past.
Yep, Custer up to 6. So 20 laps to go, y'all. 20
Jr.
laps
It's
to go.
just Austin Dillon now that is in front of these two, about 4.5 seconds in front of them.
Dillon is showing as the leader with 20 to go. Yeah, I got him, Dave. I thought you were wrenched up, Dave.
Been a good job by the 17, and Brad said earlier this week, commenting on the win from last week at Richmond, the next thing for this organization is a multi-win season. I don't think he
125 in the box.
But here we are. Chris Buescher, they were fast in qualifying, laid down some killer laps to put this car in the top 10.
Well, and to add to that, Keselowski is now 5th as the
Dillon's lead is 3 seconds over Buescher. 19 to go.
So I think at this point, Truex is going to have to start seeing what's up top. He knows that the 17 is shading low. He's protecting that bottom groove. You see the season this team's had.
I appreciate it, Dave.
In the pylon. Maybe it's time for Truex to start seeing what the middle or the top side of this racetrack looks like for him. That keeps the 17 guessing.
2 weeks in a row, RFK's been up there, Buescher, of course, won.
Like right there, he's up the racetrack a little bit higher now.
All right, Buescher's now the leader.
The grip up there. They see other cars trying it, but
So hard to pass in these cars, though, y'all.
See Buescher having to block because Truex did get a run.
Yeah.
It got him some forward momentum, but not enough to get along.
This is not about horsepower. It's all about wind. 17 to go.
That's Mike Herman Jr. speaking to Chris Buescher and giving him that information of where Martin Truex Jr. is, and now the gap about 3 to 4 car lengths that separate the top two.
I just don't know, man. I don't know. I think every week she's involved in something. I think NASCAR wants her to do well, but yeah, I don't think she's ever going to make anything out of it, dude.
He's struggling to get by the 17 of Buescher.
Well, it wasn't Reddick that messed up. It was his pit crew. It's kind of important to put the wheel on.
No big chunks of 3 or 4 cars. That would absolutely be the last thing Buescher wants to see.
You kind of depend on that crew to put wheels on your car.
Austin Hill was creating some issues with it.
They're kind of a required component.
They were trying to get around him. Buescher hoping this will be a little bit easier.
Yeah, I know, Dave. I know.
We've spoke a lot about the resurgence of RFK, which started out as Roush Racing, with just Jack Roush, adding Fenway, and then
15 laps to go. 15 to go. The lead of Buescher over Truex is 2/10.
Was all the way back in 2009, and that was Matt Kenseth, who won the Daytona 500 and then backed it up with a win in California.
That last time through 1 and 2, the 19 ran the top of the
133 in the box.
Didn't really gain a ton. Didn't lose any, though. Buescher, a little bit of a moment, it looked like right there.
Well, I think Patrick had more skill than Deegan. I think Patrick was a better race car driver than Deegan. But, yeah, kind of the same situation.
Eats away at that just little by little.
And Harvick up to 5th, but 14.7 seconds back with 14 to go.
A 10th and a half separating them.
Harvick's problem is not getting decent finishes. Harvick's problem is winning races.
Showing improvement at the right time as we get closer to the playoffs.
Truex at the top of the racetrack. I think
Truex trying to make a run on the high side again. But as soon as he gets right behind him, that air comes off.
Front of the field here. Truex right on his bumper. No run to be able to pull out. Try to make a pass. It's going to go down here low.
All right, Truex trying to go low.
Truex is there.
All right, Buescher's not able to block. So they'll have a drag race down the backstretch here.
Truex going to try to bury him down into turn 3. So is the 17.
Truex pushes up against him. We got a lapped car just in front of him. And that's taking air off Truex again.
That's the 34 of McDowell. Now, who will use that car?
Truex stays to his inside, though. And they cross the start finish. 12 to go.
Whoa, the 19's coming up the track a little bit. He's loose.
Oh, he lost it. Truex lost it. Regains it.
Of the 19 car. That's when he lifted off the throttle. And now Buescher is driving away. That's a
Buescher might win 2 weeks in a row, y'all.
Truex is going to have to earn back. But
it's like a 30-car lead now with 12 to go.
Knows no matter what, if the 19 gets underneath me, I'm going to put my door on his door because he is losing.
Yeah, Harvick is pretty safe in the playoffs.
Drive down into turn 1 on the inside with success, and Truex had to try.
Even without having to win. But it don't matter if he can't win. He'll be out in the first round.
Back of the car, step out, does a good job of saving it.
135 up in here, up in here. Let us know where you're from, chat. Let us know where you're from, where you're watching us from today. What's going on in your Monday?
So now, can he get enough momentum? Is his car good enough?
Buescher's lead over a full second now over Truex. Hamlin 3 seconds back. Keselowski 8.
He wasn't able to do that time. That tells me his car is not as good as it once was. Does he have the speed? That time, Buescher was faster than Truex.
Saw the flag person showing him.
Oh, that's no problem, Sheila. I mean, it's middle of the day on a Monday. I don't expect the mods to be in here.
The battle back here. Somebody else, guys, that we wrote off earlier in the race, the 20 of Christopher Bell. I mean, his car was destroyed, big damage, and he
10 laps to go, 10 to go.
On the racetrack right now.
Dave in Pittsburgh, PA.
14th, run Eric Almirola down big time. He's
Burning LA, says Hiking Combat.
I had no idea that this car in this condition.
How is the 20 still fast? Yeah, they worked on it. They worked on it heavily at the beginning of today.
The lap time much faster than the cars in front. The 99 of Suarez, a better weekend for Trackhouse, improving as he tries to pass Blaney for 8th.
9 laps to go. 9 laps to go. We're at 11:15 on the clock.
Look at how tight it is at the cut line for the playoffs. Again, 3 races remain.
Phoenix in the house. I'm down south from you, 75.
Points ahead of McDowell, right there in that 16th spot. Suarez 7.
Pittsburgh for Vincent as well.
There's a run by Logano.
Logano pulling up on the 23 of Bubba Wallace.
Bubba Wallace got a car smoking coming on to pit road here.
Right, Smoker, the 38.
Looked like a left rear tire, so he gets on the brakes, locks up the right front, so the left rear is flat.
You forgot about the race, Jay Ramos?
Gillen comes to the attention of his crew. No caution has come out. Harrison Burton running in the
They reused script from last year, says Vincent.
Yeah, let's remember that, you know, the 19 won the second stage. He had
7 laps to go.
he decided to
Buescher's lead 0.7 of a second. Truex trying to wind it up for one last go. But he doesn't have that advantage like he did earlier in the race where he could just blow past people.
It was the 17 and the 45. You see the crew chief right there in the upper bottom right-hand side of your screen.
Good to see Roush win in Michigan, says David Bebb. Val, do you think Shane Van Ginsburg has what it takes? Well, they're going to bring him up again. I know that. Checking in from North Texas is Kathleen. He definitely has what it's take. He already won a race, right?
And looking at back-to-back wins, what a huge accomplishment if they're able to pull it off here.
All right, Truex is pulling on him now, y'all. 3/10. 3/10, but can he make it hold? Can he get out of that dirty air and pass the 17? Harvick up to 6th, but he's 17 seconds back with 6 to go.
Chris Buescher currently P1. Brad Keselowski, that second car of that RFK team, P4. Great day for RFK.
Martin Truex Jr. has closed the gap. He is definitively the fastest
5 to go
on the racetrack now, as he has got the sight set on the 17 of Buescher. He's seen this before. Can he figure out how to get
Truex going low to get that clean air.
He's trying to break the draft down the straightaways, and the lap traffic has been the cause of that. He's had to go around a couple cars, and that's been the difference between.
Suarez needs a top 5, says Hiking Combat.
Being 3/10 quicker when they're passing even just one lap car. We're seeing a little bit of movement in the 17 car in the middle of 3 and 4 as well. Look at him moving back and forth, trying to break that draft and not allow that 19 to close up.
4 laps to go. The gap.
The dirty little 5 slid in there. Hey, Ty Gibbs up to 11th.
Truex Jr. has already been to victory lane 3 times.
Truex high, Buescher low.
He'd be back and racing again in 2024.
4 to go.
That time down the back straightaway, Truex is tired of chasing him around on them straightaways for the draft, so just let him go to the bottom of the racetrack.
All right, y'all, I'm going to go to the main screen for the final 5.
It's going to be very tough for the 19. I think the 17, if he does everything right, he should be able to put together enough laps without a challenge from the 19. Right there, you can see it. The 19 gets within
Yeah, Harvick down to 8th. Both Chastain, Suarez, and Larson all passed him, I think. Harvick can try to hold on for a top 10 here.
And Busher.
3 to go.
As Jeff mentioned earlier.
3 to go.
That mirror and one eye out front. Trying to take away the line of the 19 of Truex.
No lap traffic in front of them. It's about a half a straightaway to the next car.
Now 2 to go.
Truex doesn't often end up second when he's in this situation with 2 to go.
You know, right there, he sent it in. I mean, he just sent that thing in the corner. A deep drive into it, and he netted out. Although he got slow in the center of the corner, it helped him. So
He's pulling up on him.
right there. Let's see if he does it again.
But he's still about 5 car lengths back.
Down the back stretch, they'll only do it one more time.
2 laps to go.
3 and 4. The gap still right around 2.5 tenths.
Truex now trying the high side. It's cost him a little bit in the corner, but a little bit of speed down the straightaway, just not enough.
All right, 1 lap, white flag. Next flag ends it.
There's been 6 last lap passes here at Michigan. Will this be number 7?
I don't know. He just gets within like 4 car lengths and it stalls on him, y'all. Busher goes low. Truex follows him. Someone asked earlier, most underrated driver. It could be that kid in that 17.
He's closed the gap. Off of turn 4. Busher is going to do it. He goes back to back. He'll win in Michigan.
Busher wins at Michigan. Back-to-back Jack. 17, 19, 11, 6.
Oh my God, I can't believe that. Holy crap, great job.
Your top 4.
9 races in a row. Ford has won here at Michigan.
All right, Truex gives him the wave as he drives by. Your race winner. Harvick finished 8th, y'all. Harvick finishes 8th.
Crowd and crew.
Roush at Michigan. Gotta love it, says Terry. Ford on a streak at Michigan. RFK peaking at the right time.
Way to go.
167 in the chat, y'all. Subscribe if you're new.
Took over 20 hours before the conclusion of this race.
That Castro Edge paint scheme, pretty tough. Donuts at the start-finish line.
On an overcast Monday, Chris Busher celebrating, and he should celebrate after beating.
Probably hiking. I think there's a good chance.
Was the dominant car.
Yeah, we need wins, Terry. We do. No problem, Mike.
Auto Parts.
All right, later, Lucas. Have a great day or evening, whatever. So I'll be back online in about an hour and a half, y'all, for Dodgers versus Padres, game 4 of that 4-game set.
And doing it at the right time. Only 3 races until the playoffs start.
He stops at the start-finish line. Truex already out of the car, dabbing up his crew members.
Hard-fought race for Martin Truex Jr. on the left side of the screen. Ends up second. It was a 10th and a half that separated.
Rossford, Texas boy, doing it again, says Randy Cook. Afternoon, Terry. I've got Dodgers here in just about an hour and a half.
Driver owner Brad Keselowski brings his Ford home.
Thank you, Shannon. Thanks for being in here. Appreciate you being in here with us. Nathan says 17 wins today. Yes, it did.
Since Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing won at Michigan. That was with Greg Biffle. They do it today with Chris Busher. Win number
The Biff, 10 years ago, y'all.
Than any organization here at Jack Roush's home racetrack. The crew coming in for a hug as well for Chris Busher, who goes back-to-back. As you mentioned, Rick, 9 straight for Ford here at MIS. Welcome back. It's been all of 8 days, right?
9 wins for Ford. Harvick got a number of those.
Earlier this week. That's the next step, multi-wins. But did you honestly expect it to come this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, that was our plan, right? That's what we come to do every weekend. So, first off, just thank you for all the fans that hung out here on Monday with us. It's awesome. Glad we got to get this.
Woohoo, says Menace. Hey, appreciate you, Marky. Appreciate it, buddy.
Weekend, but no, this Castro Mustang was so good in practice qualifying. This team gave me a great car again, and had to work for that one too. And hard racing there at the end, and Martin was very clean with me, and I appreciate that. And get to go to Victory Lane 2 weeks in a row, so that's pretty awesome.
I think these fans thought this was Martin Truex Jr.'s race. How did you guys first?
All right, we'll see you, Dave. We'll see you, buddy.
And then how did you hold them off after 2 hard charges?
Later, Big V, says Michael Williams.
That's the same thing I said yesterday. He came by us a few times and was flying.
Terry says, all right, brother, thanks for another great broadcast. May catch up for a bit in that Dodgers game. Depends on the friends with benefits. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Brad's home track. It's everybody's home track on our team but me. So
far be it from me. Far be it from me to interrupt some friends with benefits. William says, who won the race? William, right to my right here. Shows the 17. Busher won the race.
I know she puts up with a lot, so wish she was here, and we'll get to celebrate now.
21 cars finished on the lead lap.
Finishes 4th today, your boss man. What kind of statement is that? Is RFK saying, hey, we're the best Ford team in the garage area right now?
I mean, results will do it, right? And, we've got work to do yet, but that's massive progress right there.
All right, Hiking Combat. All right, buddy.
Vastly different racetracks. And we got road races coming up. I'm excited for those, too, and Daytona. So, I don't know. I look at the schedule we have ahead of us, and this is a heck of a time to get turned on.
View the paradise by the dashboard light.
For Chris Busher, Roush Fenway, Keselowski Racing in front of the Michigan fans. Jack Roush's home racetrack. He puts it in victory lane back-to-back weeks, Rick.
Such a huge performance out of RFK's drivers, and especially Chris Busher. As he
Why did the race get over early? Late. All right, Busher headed up to get the checkered flag.
Grab the checkered flag. Back-to-back wins for Chris Busher. And Ford now flexing their muscles. What looked a little bleak to start the season has picked up momentum.
All right, y'all. So that's probably going to do it here. I'm going to get out of here. Chris Busher wins at Michigan. And Valhalla Sports Talk was here for all the action. I'll be back in about an hour and a half for Dodger versus Padres. See y'all in the next one. Valhalla Sports Talk is off the air.